in motion. Fake handoff. Sikora under a rush. Looking. Lobbing. Caught! Caught for two! Caught for two! Goldberg.
Two. Cowling takes the shotgun snap. He'll flip it out to McKee, and it's in and out of the hands and back in. And now McKee's got room to run up the near sideline. McKee, there he goes! Wyatt McKee, no one will catch him. 10-5, touchdown, Keystone!
Snap is back. Tarnowski's got it. He's getting pressured again. Now he gets a little time. He's looking to throw. He's still looking. As we got all kinds of contact in the backfield. This is going to be a completed pass, though. Across the 40, across the 50. A lot of speed down the sideline. There goes Caden Levert. He's got one man to beat, and he's going to get brought down inside the 15. All the way down near the 10-yard line.
And good morning and welcome to today's WEOL.com Gridiron Clash between the Elyria Pioneers and the Lorain Titans on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Today's game is brought to you by the City of Elyria, Lorain County Community College, Mallard Creek Golf Club, Mike Bass Ford, Network Land Title Agency, the Nick Abraham Auto Mall, your North Ridgeville Convenience Sunoco, Stewart's TV and Appliance, and by EcoTree Services. The pregame show on WEOL.com brought to you by Nick Abraham Auto Mall on the corner of Route 57 at East Broad Street in Elyria. Alongside Rocco Nucci, I'm Rob Polinsky, Zach Sprigg, Gary Pelder here with us as we get set for the 112th meeting between the two longtime rivals, the Elyria Pioneers and the Lorain Titans. Rocco, great to be here with you this morning.
Yeah, fantastic to be here with you, Rob. And boy, 112 meetings. I don't know if I've been on 112 dates in my life, right? So these two are meeting together more than maybe my wife and I have over the years.
Well,
so,
I know you've met once.
Well, there you go. So that's all it took, right? So there we go. But no, there's a lot of history in this matchup, no question about that. And we talked about it on the wrap-up show. We were thrilled to see this one move to noon on Saturday so we could pick it up on our broadcast schedule. And, you know, it's always Friday Night Lights for us. So kind of nice change of pace for us to take in a little Saturday matinee.
Yep, this meeting, the matchup started in 1894, 112th time. Lorain leads the all-time series with 60 wins, 47 losses, and 4 ties. The Titans have won 3 consecutive and 6 of 8, and the last Elyria win was in 2022 by a score of 26-0. Let's take our first time out. When we come back, you're going to hear from the coaches, Jeremiah Leyva for the Lorain Titans, and then a little bit later on, we'll hear from Matt Wilson of the Elyria Pioneers. Kickoff is set for straight up at noon. We'll take a time out, and you are watching the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel, Elyria Lorain.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me, when your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Industries are changing quickly, and this means new high-paying jobs are showing up every day. Employers are ready to hire now. The best part? Lorain County Community College offers free fast-track programs designed to get you working in 16 weeks or less. You will learn the skills, get hired, and finally find a job you love in healthcare, advanced manufacturing, trades, business, information technology. Don't wait. Enroll today.
It's 4th and go time, and there's no better playbook than a new Ford from Mike Bass Ford. Whether you're looking to make a big drive across town or just need a solid lineup of trucks and SUVs blocking for your family, Mike Bass Ford has got you covered. No penalty flags, no fumbles, so don't punt on your next vehicle. Touchdown at Mike Bass Ford today. Mike Bass Ford, proud to be on your team.
Enjoy bigger buys and bigger discounts during the Labor Day sale at Stewart's TV and Appliance. Save thousands when you bundle eligible name brand appliances. Or get loads of savings on GE Profile washers and dryers while supplies last. Plus, we offer 0% financing and free local delivery. We're rewarding you for all your hard work with great deals during the Labor Day sale at Stewart's TV and Appliance. When you shop Stewart's, it's all about you.
Saturday, as we get set for Elyria and Lorain, we bring in Jeremiah Leyva, first-year coach of the Lorain Titans. Coach, looking back to last week, first game, I'm sure it was a dream come true for you, as far as getting out there, getting the team with the first game at Maple Heights. I know it didn't come out the way you wanted, but your thoughts back to last Friday at Maple Heights.
The typical growing pains that are going to come with first-year coaching. I'm going to have those throughout the year, and growing pains are going to come in wins and losses. So hopefully more growing pains in the wins than the losses, but just definitely things that we can learn from. Obviously our depth hurt us a little bit last week. We wore down in the second half, and I don't think it was anything that necessarily that they did to wear us down. We just needed to be on the field a little bit more offensively to give our defense that rest. Some of those missed tackles that we had in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, a lot of those were just kind of wearing down in that fatigue. So, got out here this week, tried to condition a little bit more. Obviously understand that the numbers game is not in our favor. So, but we got to play through it. So.
Coach, what were some of the positives on Friday night?
Everybody there was one thing that I can say was we didn't really have too much finger pointing, and that's something that can easily happen when a game gets away from you in the second half. I think kind of everybody understood, that it was a lot of the numbers game. Losing, we lost Orion Daniels, who is one of the heart and soul guys of our defense. So losing him took a little air out of the sails. So some of the positives, though, I would say Tyler Chapman. I expect big things from him this year. Obviously got in the end zone twice, once with his legs, and then once he had a touchdown reception. Our kick return looked solid in our scrimmage versus Kirtland, and then again looked good last week with Day Jones, William Jones, scoring an 80-yard kickoff return. So, some positives there. And honestly, offensively, we moved the ball. We just kind of some of those drives stalled out and a couple missed opportunities, and it's a game of inches, and it can't be even more true. Like, there was a couple touchdown opportunities that we had that we were literally 6 inches away from it being 6 points. And at the stage in the game, if we get those 6 points in the first half, that could kind of change the whole outlook of how things go and go into the second half if you got either a lead or you're even tied.
So this afternoon you're going to take on your rival, the Elyria Pioneers. Lorain's had the better of them over the last few years. Your thoughts on today's matchup?
The last couple of years mean nothing. I know that some of these kids are returning from those last couple of years, but their seniors over there are going to be hungry to end their high school career on a win, just like our seniors. So in rivalry games, you can throw out all of that. You could throw out, it doesn't matter that we've been on the upper hand these last few years. If you go back a few years back, Elyria had the upper hand on us. So at some point, we turn those tables, and they're going to be doing everything in their power. They're going to be doing everything in their power this week to turn those tables, and we've got to do everything in our power to combat that. They're at home. They're going to have a lot of energy. Their crowd's going to have a lot of energy. So hopefully our crowd comes out today. Hopefully, our community comes out, supports. We match that energy that their home crowd's going to have. And then as far as on the field, our players got to match the energy that Elyria is going to bring.
Give me a key or two today for Lorain. Give me a key or two today for the Titans if you're going to come out on top.
Being efficient. Some of those missed opportunities that we had last week, if we can shore those things up, Leonard McCall, he's back on the field after, an unfortunate injury last year. So he's been away from the game for a couple years. Getting fully back into it and shaking off all that rust, that's one key. And then continuing to get the ball into our playmakers' hands. We definitely got some. If there's one area that we have some depth, it's the skill positions. So we need all of our guys, those skill guys. We have multiple guys that can take it the distance at any time. So we need to get the ball into their hands as much as possible, and our offense just needs to stay on the field. If we can stay on the field, sustain drives, give our defense rest, it's a recipe for success.
Coach, really appreciate the time. Want to wish you the best of luck this afternoon at Elyria. Thanks for taking the time to talk.
Thank you, sir. Go Titans.
That's Jeremiah Leyva, the head coach of the Lorain Titans.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we offer great service and a great selection of vehicles. And right now, get 0% financing for 36 months on all new Ford vehicles in stock. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Now's the time to start planning your 2027 golf outing at Mallard Creek Golf Club. With 36 beautifully maintained holes, 4 pavilions, stock pro shop, and an expansive driving range, Mallard Creek is the perfect venue for groups of any size. From start to finish, their friendly staff will walk you through every step. And they're a trusted home for charity fundraisers and community events. Dates can book up fast, so call David Venezuela at 440-748-8231 or visit themallardcreek.com to reserve your 2027 outing today.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy with more value, more choices, and less hassle. Right now, lease a 2026 GMC Sierra for just $199 a month, or buy the Buick Envista for just $23,350. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
Saturday, and the Elyria Pioneers are getting set to take on their rival, the Lorain Titans. We bring in third-year Elyria High coach Matt Wilson to talk about his Pioneers in today's game. And, Coach, before we talk about today, just a kind of quick look back to last Friday. You go over to Mayfield, obviously, a really good program. The Wildcats have been good for a long time. Tough one for your team, but I know you got a lot of young players. You probably had a lot of guys that were playing for the varsity for the first time. What did you learn about your guys after the game Friday?
So I thought our guys responded well in the second half. I definitely feel like we had our growing pains in the first half. I think we have 18 new starters. And a lot of these kids are, not only are they young, our new starters, they're young. So they're freshmen and sophomores. So we have probably 7 or 8 freshmen or sophomores starting. So, it was a new experience for them, certainly in the first half, and Mayfield's, I think, going to have a really good year this year. But we came back out in the second half, and we played much better. We cleaned up some mistakes, and we just got to keep learning from our mistakes and keep getting better.
Coach, for those freshmen at that time last Friday, I don't think they had even been in school yet, and yet they're representing their high school and going out there. I'm sure for those ninth graders, there had to be a little bit of shell shock.
Absolutely. Last week was a crazy week for us. We had some kids at early college that had started, but like you said, our actual school day hadn't started yet. And so just to go out there under the lights, under that situation, it's definitely an awesome experience. And Mayfield had a great crowd and had a lot of, things going on with their band, and they had their youth night. So there's tons of people there. So I do think it was an eye-opening experience for them.
Obviously the ball game was a challenge, but what were some of the positives that you were able to take away from that?
I think a lot of the things that we realized, when you watch the film after a game, you see the good and the bad, and you see things that you didn't realize were happening during the game sometimes. And what I learned was everything that we did is correctable for the most part. I didn't feel like they really did much out-schemed us, and I don't think that they out-physicaled us. I don't think it was one of those games where you just line up and they just whipped us. we made a lot of mental mistakes and first-year mistakes, but I think, reviewing the film and addressing those things in practice this week, I think we'll be a lot cleaner with our operation and everything moving forward.
And a little bit later on, you get to take on the Lorain Titans, probably your biggest rival, even though it is a non-conference game. It's the home opener. A lot of excitement here today at Ely Stadium. Your thoughts on today?
Our kids are always excited to play against Lorain, and I think Lorain kids are really excited to play against us. They're local. They're right next door. A lot of our kids know their kids. If they don't know them, they know of them, and vice versa. Some grew up together. Some are friends outside of football. So there will definitely be a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, and we're looking forward to a great game with them.
Matt, for years I've heard different coaches at different levels say that the biggest growth in football is from week 1 to week 2. I guess, do you believe in that? And if so, how do you think that might be able to help you out today?
I do think there's some merit to that, absolutely, because you get to really see yourself against the real deal for the first time, and then you get a chance to watch the film, and then you have a chance to go back and make those corrections that I talked about. And I feel like our kids have worked hard this week. They're ready to go. It's just a matter of putting it all together. But I do think we've learned a lot, and I think we are a better football team today than we were a week ago.
What are the Titans doing that has you concerned? What are some of the things that you need to slow them down with? And, of course, with Coach Leyva in his first year, is that one of those deals where you don't quite know what to expect, even though they have played one game?
Sure. Anytime you play somebody who's new, there could be a wrinkle here or there. But what it looks like, through film study and things like that is they have a lot of the same base stuff that they were doing a year ago. I'm sure they're in their mind that there's a few things that are a little bit different here and there. They certainly have some electric players that touch the ball. Their wide receiver is very good. I think their quarterback's an excellent player. And they have a couple big linemen that do a nice job up front. So they certainly present some issues. But like I said, if we just do what we're supposed to do and we line up correctly, we communicate and we fly to the football, I think we can have a pretty successful game against them. Defensively, they're playing what appears to be similar to what they've been doing the last couple years. And the one thing I'll say is the last 2 years, I feel like the kids from Lorain they've treated this game with a much higher regard than maybe we have. And I think we have to definitely match that intensity.
Offensively, what can you do today to try to improve from last week? I know it wasn't great number-wise for you last week. Where are some things that you think you can improve on this week?
I think we've done some things with our offensive line to get them coming off the ball a little bit more. That's definitely been a focus this week. And then some things to help our quarterback. Just some things to get the ball out a little bit quicker, to get the ball in some of our playmakers' hands. I think we have a really good receiving core, and sometimes in the passing game, right, they can be great receivers, but if we can't get them the football, it kind of negates that. So I think getting the ball out a little bit quicker, offensive line coming off the ball a little bit better, and they'll give our backs an opportunity to do some things as well.
Last week -3 in turnovers. I'm sure you would love to get that turned around this week as well, and that would certainly help your cause.
Absolutely, and that's a both sides of the ball issue, right? And so we didn't take the ball away on defense, and obviously we made a few mistakes on offense that hurt us. And they turned those into points. They had two returns for touchdowns. And so obviously we have to eliminate those mistakes. And the whole trajectory of the game is different if those plays don't occur.
Health-wise, did you come out okay? Or you're in decent shape for today?
Yeah, we're about as healthy as we're going to be. We had actually got a couple guys back that weren't able to play in the first week that give us a little more depth. And so, yeah, from a health standpoint, we feel good about it.
Matt, thanks for your time. Best of luck today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Matt Wilson, head coach of the Elyria Pioneers.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy with more value, more choices, and less hassle. Right now, lease the 2026 GMC Sierra for just $199 a month, or buy the Buick Envista for just $23,350. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Labor Day weekend, Smoke and Steve is firing up the grills at North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco for their barbecue chicken and rib burn-off. Join Convenient on Saturday, September 5th, starting at noon for mouth-watering ribs, delicious barbecue chicken, and all the smoky flavors you love. Don't forget a couple of ice-cold beverages to go with it. Don't miss the Labor Day weekend fun, Saturday, September 5th at noon. Come hungry because Smoke and Steve is ready to fire it up at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we offer great service and a great selection of vehicles. And right now, get 0% financing for 36 months on all new Ford vehicles in stock. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
And welcome back to the Nick Abraham Auto Mall pregame show. Time now for our Network Land Title Agency Keys to the Game. We just heard the spot from Rocco Nushi. Our Keys to the Game brought to you by Network Land Title Agency, the best in title and escrow services. Rocco Nushi, my friend, your Elyria High keys to today's game.
Well, I'm going to go off of what Matt Wilson, their head coach, said in the pregame show, and that was the turnovers, right? We spoke with Jack Armstrong of the Midview Middies on the wrap-up show earlier today. They were able to overcome 6 turnovers last night against North Olmsted. Elyria had 3 of those against Mayfield last week, and it really did them in a big way. So I think avoiding the turnovers today, sustaining the drives, keeping your offense on the field, and maybe just turning Lorain over a few times. I think just winning that battle today, the turnover battle that is for Elyria, is going to go a long way.
I'll take the flip side of it. My keys to the game for the Lorain Titans is, even though they've won 3 straight against the Pioneers, and the Pioneers have a long losing streak, I think the Titans need to avoid overconfidence. I know that might sound strange coming off a 2-8 campaign, but you know the Titans, I think, are extremely confident in this game, which you need to be, but there's a line to not be overconfident. The other thing for Lorain, you know, is play your game. Don't get caught up in any kind of emotions or do anything to hurt your team as far as, you know, unnecessary penalties. This game is played with a lot of emotion, but you can't cross that line to where you're making mistakes and hurting your team. That is my Network Land Title key to the game. We want to remind you that this pregame show was brought to you by the Nick Abraham Auto Mall on the corner of Route 57 at East Broad Street in Elyria. As we're getting set for this one, Rob Polinsky, Rocco Nushi, Zach Sprague, and Gary Pelder doing the camera work. Appreciate everyone's efforts. As we're getting set for the kickoff, and all kickoffs on WEOL.com are brought to you by Eco Tree Services, your trusted tree care company. We're about set for the 112th meeting between these two rivals, the Elyria Pioneers and the Lorain Titans. Lex Bruner, he's 5'9", 165, and a senior to kick off. And for Lorain, William Jones had a punt return for a kick. And let's see, we are now going to go to the other side of the field. They were lined up wrong, so.
Get that situated.
Now, Jones is out there, Rocco, but he's not deep. I wonder if he's anticipating maybe a shorter kick or a squib kick, or maybe they're trying to kind of hide him a little bit. But Jones is standing at the 20. Last week, I should say, in the loss at Maple Heights, he had an 80-yard kick return for a touchdown.
Rob, I'll just tell you, John Wallace shared some great information with me. Lorain, a couple of number changes last minute that I wasn't able to translate to you quite yet. So if that comes up at any point, not trying to call you out or pick on you, just going to help pick you up if that comes to fruition. So.
Just say it. Yeah, that's great. John Wallace is so helpful. The better half of Heather Beck.
Right.
And it's great to be here, and a great day as we're set for this Eco Tree Services kickoff. And Bruner puts the ball in the air, and we are underway. That kick is going to roll, and it's going to go through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So a nice job by Bruner with the touchback, and the Titans will start at 1st and 10 at their own 20. Jeremiah Leyva, the head coach, they're 0-1. Last week losing at Maple Heights 48-28. The quarterback is Leonard McCall, 5'9", 175, and a senior. Running backs Javon Jackson and Zion Moore. Receivers J.N. Kuznar, Tyler Chapman last week had a couple of touchdowns, and Tyree Morales.
And Tyler Chapman, a young man they're very high on, a Clearview transfer, was very productive during his time with the Clippers, and he brings a lot of explosiveness and athleticism to this Titan lineup.
These two teams played a reserve game on Thursday, and Lorain won that game 40-18. So McCall out of the shotgun, has running backs on either side, and we have movement and a penalty flag on the first play. That'll be offsides on Elyria. Up front for the Titans, Sheldon Wilson, Sincere Barnwell on the left side. Demetrius Hawthorne is the center. Right side of the line is Zephaniah Irving and Daniel Robinson. Three-man defensive front for the Pioneers. 1st and 5 for the Titans. Morales coming in motion slowly into the slot on the near side. And McCall takes it, and the lefty wants to fire. Downfield, goes long, and he overthrows his intended receiver, Tyler Chapman, 2nd and 5.
Good coverage in the back end right there. Would have taken a perfect pass from McCall to hook up with Chapman. But I like the aggressiveness early from Lorain, Rob, on the road against a rival, trying to make a statement.
Agreed. Defensively up front, that three-man front, Christian Velasquez, Parker Osborne, and Braylon Sanders. The linebackers, Wyatt Meldrum, Elijah Groves, Ashton Lanky, Cathy. Get to the secondary after the 2nd and 5 play. Again, McCall out of the shotgun on 2nd and 5. And he's going to turn and hand it off to Moore. Or no, he fakes the handoff, fake me out. But more importantly, he didn't fake out the Elyria defense, and getting a tackle behind the line of scrimmage is inside linebacker Wyatt Meldrum.
It's a great play by Wyatt. He wasn't fooled on the read option. That was something Pine Richland did almost to death for Avon last night. They were trying to keep up, Avon was, with that Pine Richland quarterback, and they had him going every which way on the read option. That's great defense there by Elyria.
So it'll be 3rd and 7. The secondary for the Pioneers. They run a 3-3-5 stack defense. Aaron Enzi and Alante Lunn are the corners. The safeties, Elijah Hope, R.J. Williams, and Jesus Vasquez. In motion is Moore. And again, the Pioneers jump off sides, so it'll be 3rd and 2. So the yardage so far for Lorain have all come on offsides for the Pioneers.
The kind of stuff that drives Matt Wilson nuts.
Yeah, and that's going to change the play call, right? 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 2.
Much more manageable.
Sure. Matt Wilson in his 3rd year at Elyria. Jeremiah Leyva in his 1st year taking over as Coach Boris went to Brunswick. So 3rd and 2. Moore comes in motion. Now he's going to go back to the far side. As McCall taking his time trying to draw the Pioneers off once again. This time so far, Elyria staying home. Play clock down to 10. And now they're going to run the play. They're going to fling it out here on the far side. It is caught, and it's going to be a 1st down and a lot more. Great angle and going down the field, and nobody's going to catch him. Tyler Chapman's going to get his 3rd touchdown in 2 weeks. No penalty flags on the play. 72-yard touchdown, and Lorain leads 6-0.
Boy, just a little bubble screen to Tyler Chapman there, Rob, and one broken tackle is all it took for Tyler Chapman to race all the way to the end zone. He got some great blocking ahead, and again, just the speed of Tyler Chapman allows him to outrun the rest of the defense. What a statement by the Lorain Titans here on the road. Taking a shot early, they didn't hook up on it. They settle for the bubble screen there on 3rd and short, and it turns into a 72-yard touchdown catch and run. Wow, what a start for the Titans.
And that 72-yard pass play gives Lorain a 6-0 lead on the Mike Bass Ford touchdown. Point after pending is coming on the kick will be Justin Ball. Ball is a sophomore, left-footed kicker out of the hold of Josiah LeBoy. Movement, penalty flags again. They're going to go halfway. That's on Elyria. It'll be halfway to the distance to the goal, and now Lorain will have a decision. Do we go for 2 or do we kick?
Well, let me throw this at you, Rob, real quick. 35, actually, this is one of the numbers I got from Mr. Wallace inside the press box. That's Dante Tinsley. Justin Ball is not dressed today, so 35 is Dante Tinsley, who is 35, not 88 on your roster.
All right, 35, Dante Tinsley. Appreciate you.
Yep.
So Tinsley to kick. I should have known that. I knew Ball was a right-footed kicker. That's a joke, Rocco.
Hey, I don't know. You're here, there, everywhere around Lorain County.
No
Far
idea.
be it for me to.
They have no flipping idea if he kicks or what foot he kicks with. So Tinsley will kick it, and it's blocked. So Elyria does get a block, and we'll have a change of possession, and we'll take a quick timeout. Titans lead at 6-0. We'll be right back.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we offer great service and a great selection of vehicles. And right now, get 0% financing for 36 months on all new Ford vehicles in stock. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree services. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
And that touchdown was brought to you by Mike Bass Ford. You get a great deal and a great deal more at Mike Bass Ford. Time for our second kickoff of the game, and all kickoffs this year, once again on WEOL.com, are brought to you by EcoTree Services, your trusted tree care company. So Lorain with a 6-0 lead as they have the big play, 72-yard pass play, McCall to Chapman. It was a little swing pass, broke one tackle, and then nobody was back for the Pioneers. So Tinsley to kick off. And it's a line drive kick. It is going to be scooped up at the 16-yard line, brought straight ahead to the 20, out to the 25. A little room to run across the 30,
Look at
out
this.
to the 40, and there you go. Across midfield, down the sidelines, and the Pioneers have a great start to the game as they're going to get it at the Lorain 25-yard line. Rocco, I'll be honest with you, I didn't see. Okay, there they go.
Martin, yeah.
Jairus
number
Martin.
11, yeah.
Jairus Martin, who's the starting tailback, with a great return, and the Pioneers will set up shop just outside the Stewart's TV and Appliance red zone.
What a return, and good effort by Marcos Ruiz, the new number 18 today for Lorain. On your roster at home, you might have it as Pablo Rodriguez, but Marcos Ruiz wearing 18 today, and he never gave up on trying to hawk down Martin there for Elyria, and that's a big effort play, and let's see how the rest of this drive plays out. Obviously, great starting field position for Elyria, but a touchdown-saving tackle there for the Lorain kickoff unit.
So the Pioneers come to the line of scrimmage. Zach Fury is the quarterback, 6'2", 190, and a sophomore. Jairus Martin is the starting tailback.
And Elyria's down a man right now. Yeah, they dropped someone on late.
Yeah, coming in late here is Wyatt Meldrum, and the handoff. And Martin, we got a penalty flag. He is brought down behind the line of scrimmage as the Josiah LeBoy is there to make the stop along with Lavelle Morris Jr. Set up the rest of the offense while we got a minute. You've got R.J. Williams and Alante Lund as the receivers. The slots are Aaron Ensign and Zayden Fenderson. And Wyatt Meldrum is the tight end. Up front, Kamarian Thomas, Xavier Scott. Parker Osborne is the center right side of that line for Elyria, Landon Crofts, and Drew Courier.
Parker Osborne, such a great kid, Rob. He was one of our guests at Media Day. I know he's had a tough stint here at Elyria, just, wins and loss record. I know he had a pretty serious injury that he was battling at one point. So just great to see him out here in his senior season. He led the Pioneers coming out of the tunnel here earlier this afternoon. Really enjoy that young man.
And it looks like we're going to get a penalty here as we await the call. Not sure what that signal means.
Well, I mean, Wyatt Meldrum was running onto the field late. He was never even close to being set. He was way off the line of scrimmage. He had a man in motion. And what'd you say, Pelt? That's 4 penalties already? Okay, yeah. Good point, Pelt.
I didn't recognize the call from the referee, and now they're talking it over. Lorain coaching staff that spilled out outside and over to us screaming that it should be second down, but if you accept the penalty, you replay the down. You either decline the penalty or you don't. And if you accept it, it should be first down, I would think.
Well, let's see. I mean, it's week 2 for the officials.
They're
right?
marking it more than 5. So, again, I didn't understand the signal, but it's more than a 5-yard penalty. This is going to be a 10-yarder, and now it's first and long.
Yeah, so Paul was saying illegal forward motion is maybe what you had as well. With Meldrum running toward the line. There's a lot of stuff going on.
It's a 15-yard penalty, so I'm not sure. But anyway, for the Pioneers, it's first and 25. Fury out of the shotgun takes it, and he is going to hand it off up the gut, and getting his first carry of the game is going to be Wyatt Meldrum, and he'll get a few yards to the 32. Let's go through the defensive starters now for Lorain. It is going to be Sincere Barnwell and Daniel Robinson on the line, along with Josiah LeBoy. The linebackers, Jordan Finley and Zach Young on the outside. On the inside, Deanie Price and Daniel Jackson, the secondary. You've got the corners, Jazion Moore and William Jones, and the safeties, Amari Neal and Lamel Norris Jr. So second and long for Elyria. Fury out of the shotgun. He's got Deron Johnson next to him, and Deron Johnson gets the carry, and Deron gets a couple down to the 30-yard line. And for the Lorain Titans, we've got a new number out there, and that is Zachary Young, senior in at linebacker. Zachary Young, 6'1", 215, and a senior.
And he made every bit of that 6'1", 215 felt on that stick right there. That was a nice aggressive tackle. I'll tell you what, Lorain doing a nice job of setting the tone for themselves early in this one. I know they gave up that, long kick return to start this drive for Elyria, but, big explosive scoring drive on offense. They took a shot earlier in that possession. They're flying around defensively. It's a sharp-looking Titan team right now.
And the 15-yard penalty against Elyria was a killer.
Yep. Absolutely.
So now you've got 3rd and 15 from the Titan 29-yard line. And whistles, and I think Elyria's taking a timeout. Yes, they are. So Elyria takes a timeout. We'll step aside as well. 8:23 to go in the first quarter. It's Lorain 6, Elyria nothing. We'll be back with more right after this.
Now's the time to start planning your 2027 golf outing at Mallard Creek Golf Club. With 36 beautifully maintained holes, 4 pavilions, stock pro shop, and an expansive driving range, Mallard Creek is the perfect venue for groups of any size. From start to finish, their friendly staff will walk you through every step. And they're a trusted home for charity fundraisers and community events. Dates can book up fast, so call David Venezuela at 440-748-8231 or visit themallardcreek.com to reserve your 2027 outing today.
It'll be 3rd and 15 from the 29, 8:23 to go in the first quarter. Robin Rocco here with you. We've also got Zach Sprague, Gary Pelder as the Elyria Pioneers with a great kick return, but a 15-yard penalty against them. And that is now forced a 3rd and 15 from the Titan 29. And I have to imagine, Rocco, 4-down territory, so they don't have to get all 15 yards on this play.
You can get half, you feel good about it.
Sure. Zach Fury, last week 4 out of 17 in the loss against Mayfield. Mayfield, a really good football team.
Yeah, what a 23.5 completion percentage. That is certainly tough sledding for Mr. Fury. Just a sophomore, though, is Zach here at Elyria High.
We did have a touchdown pass to Zayden Fenderson.
There you go.
Threw a couple of picks as well. So 3rd and 15, and Fury takes it. Fake short, now he wants to go downfield, and he overthrows his intended receiver. He did have pressure coming right up the middle. Deanie Price was in on him, along with Daniel Robinson.
I'll tell you what, though, Rob, Jazion Moore was pretty handsy with the receiver out there for Elyria. Who was that? Zayden Fenderson for the Pioneers trying to break open. Jazion Moore, number 4 in white, he just wrapped him up and never really let him go. So I don't know if the officials were deeming that, that 5-yard contact or what. Matt Wilson had his hands up saying, where's the call? But nothing doing.
Wow, Bruner must have a heck of a leg. He is going to attempt a 46-yard field goal.
Wow.
Last week he had a 30-yard field goal at Mayfield.
It's from the middle.
Bruner from 46 yards out. They get it down. Bruner's kick is up, and that kick is good from 46 yards out. Lex Bruner. Wow. I'll tell you what, if it was from 47 or 48, I don't know if he gets it, but Bruner from 46 gets the Pioneers on the board with a great kick.
It's knowing your field goal kicker's range right there, Rob Polinsky, to a T. Wow.
That was great. So Bruner with a 46-yarder, and the Pioneers are on the board. They trail at 6-3. We're back with the EcoTree Services kickoff after this timeout.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we offer great service and a great selection of vehicles. And right now, get 0% financing for 36 months on all new Ford vehicles in stock. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Speaking of EcoTree Services, all kickoffs are brought to you by EcoTree Services, your trusted tree care company. Each team with a score on their opening possession. Lorain's was a touchdown, Elyria's a field goal. So it's Lorain 6, Elyria 3, as Bruner, who just kicked the 46-yard field goal, has an onside kick, and it is going to be covered by the up man for the Lorain Titans. It was Zephaniah Irving who fell on that. Nice job by that young man. Elyria tried to surprise him, and Zephaniah Irving, a right guard, 6'2", 275, and a junior. Johnny on the spot, Rocco, he fell on it.
Boy, that's one where the eyeballs, they pop open wide. You see that football bouncing in front of you, and every instinct for him, I'm assuming, is don't touch it, right? I don't want to fall on that. I don't touch the football normally, but you got to be sure-handed in those moments, and he was right there. Way to pounce on it, big fella.
Great job by him, and Lorain has it 1st and 10 from their own 47. 8:10 to go in the first quarter. It's 6-3 Titans. Leonard McCall out of the shotgun, turns and hands off, and a good hole on the run here down to the 45-yard line to the 44. Getting his first carry of the game, Javon Jackson. Last week, he had a rushing touchdown, and he is close to a first down. Gets a gain of 9. It's 2nd and 1.
Really good misdirection there. You had Jazion Moore kind of going across the line in motion the other way. They turn and give to number 20. You said Javon Jackson, and some really nice running from him as well.
Teams back to the line of scrimmage. Jackson to the right hip of McCall. 3 receivers to the near side of this formation. Pioneers showing a 5-man front for the first time. They're going to sling it. It's caught at the 40-yard line. First down for the Lorain Titans. A little yak on this. Yards after catch. Busting through is Tyree Morales. And Tyree Morales will get it down to the 29, 1st and 10 Titans.
Morales, another one of our media day attendees, was excited to see that young man in action this season. That's a soft zone look from Elyria defensively. Morales just sat down underneath. Problem with soft zone, if you're going to play it, you got to rally down and be sure-handed when you tackle. Elyria wasn't there, and you said it, Rob, the yak, it can pile up in a hurry.
Yep, and Leonard McCall has had plenty of time to throw as well for Lorain so far. 1st and 10 from the Pioneer 29. McCall, the lefty, flings it out here, and it's through the hands of his intended receiver, Tyree Morales. Now that time, I think McCall's got all kinds of time to throw it, and he just did some kind of a sidearm strange look where he had the time. I think if he just throw the ball, you're going to be there.
I think maybe, Rob, that's one of those timing routes where you practice it so many times. You're used to just, I got to get it out, that you maybe lose the mechanics, and you don't realize just how open it was and how much time you had.
So, again, Jackson and Jones are in the backfield.
Well, Elyria almost jumped again. They're doing that quite a bit here in this first quarter.
I believe Zach Sprague, our statistician, said 4 penalties on them so far. Jones gets his first carry. He'll rip off a first down run. He'll get to the 15-yard line, and they are in the Stewart's TV and Appliance red zone. Stewart's TV and Appliance on Cleveland Street in Elyria. This trip to the red zone sponsored by Stewart TV and Appliance.
Boy, tackling just not good enough right now for Elyria. No other way about it.
1st and 10 from the 15. This is the first time either team has been in the red zone, which is kind of odd because we have 2 scores. But Lorain scored on a 70-some-yard touchdown pass, 72 yards, and Elyria on a 46-yard field goal. And here we have a throw and a touchdown, but a penalty flag comes out. Let's see. The touchdown pass went to Chapman, but it's coming back. We've got a legal man downfield on Lorain. So an eligible receiver downfield, this is going to negate the touchdown. And the referee saved me because I wasn't ready for the call, and I was doing whatever I was doing.
Hey, they look out for us sometimes.
Yeah.
If we don't beat them up too bad on air, they'll look out for. I know it's more baseball, softball that applies. Right behind blue, behind the dish. There.
Let's make something clear here, Rocco. You and Zach, you young guys, I just want you to understand that when we said that this series started in 1894, 112th year, neither Gary Pelder, Tim Gebhardt, or myself were at the first meeting. I know you guys think we were. Pelt says he was at the third meeting.
Okay, well,
they're going to mark it back to the 20, 1st and 15.
That's good, Pelt. That's longevity right there, my friend.
See, don't you love it? You try to give a compliment, and Pelt still throws himself under the bus. You got to love it. Hand off to Jones. Jones up the gut, squirts through. He's at the 15. He's going to get to the 10. He's to the 5, and he's going to dance into the end zone. Touchdown. 20-yard touchdown run for William Jones. And Lorain leads 12-3 on the 20-yard dash.
I mean, Lorain, Rob, they're just bouncing off of some of these Elyria would-be tacklers. And again, it's just not good enough right now for the Pioneers. You're getting bodies to the ball. You're getting arms on some of these Lorain Titan ball carriers. You're just not doing nearly enough to bring them down. Right now, these Pioneers, it's a little bit of a gut check time. You got to be sure-handed when you tackle. You got to finish that tackle. Otherwise, Lorain can turn this into a track meet and really things could get away.
And that is a Mike Bass Ford touchdown for Jones. You get a great deal and a great deal more at Mike Bass Ford. Leonard McCall brings them to the line of scrimmage. They're going to go for 2 because the first PAT was blocked.
Call under center. How often are we going to see that?
Yeah, he's got Lavelle Morris behind him. He fakes it to Morris, rolling to his right. He's going to throw in the end zone, and it's going to be intercepted. And that is going to be brought down there on the 2-point conversion. It's no good, and Lorain leads it by a score of 12-3. We'll take a timeout. 6:36 to go in the first quarter. Lorain 12, Elyria 3. We're back after this.
It's 4th and go time, and there's no better playbook than a new Ford from Mike Bass Ford. Whether you're looking to make a big drive across town or just need a solid lineup of trucks and SUVs blocking for your family, Mike Bass Ford has got you covered. No penalty flags, no fumbles, so don't punt on your next vehicle. Touchdown at Mike Bass Ford today. Mike Bass Ford, proud to be on your team.
Enjoy bigger buys and bigger discounts during the Labor Day sale at Stewart's TV and Appliance. Save thousands when you bundle eligible name brand appliances. Or get loads of savings on GE Profile washers and dryers while supplies last. Plus, we offer 0% financing and free local delivery. We're rewarding you for all your hard work with great deals during the Labor Day sale at Stewart's TV and Appliance. When you shop Stewart's, it's all about you.
As we await there was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Pioneers. They're going to move it up 15 yards, and they'll kick it off from, I believe, the Elyria 45-yard line. It was a after the ball, dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on Elyria while we were getting into the timeout. So if you're Lorain, you can either just boot it into the end zone, or this is a great time to try your own version of an onside kick.
I like the approach, and I've gotten more into the school of maybe even if you don't onside it, Rob, just try to pooch it inside the 10, right? Don't give them a chance at a touchback. See if you can pin them inside of the 15 or even 10-yard line, right, if you're really good about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a better way to do it anymore as opposed to just, send it in as far as you can into the band.
Dante Tinsley to kick off. The only thing you don't want him to do is kick it out of bounds.
Correct.
And give Elyria field position. So Tinsley tees it up. Lorain leads 12-3. We're nearly halfway through quarter number 1, and Tinsley is going to kick it into the band. And that'll be a touchback. Literally kicks it into the band. And it'll be 1st and 10. We got pushing and shoving and more penalties. And, boy, you just don't want to see this, as we're going to get penalties on at least one of them. And, again, that ball, nothing ever happened. It was kicked into the end zone. And Matt Wilson now coming out to the numbers. The head coach wants an explanation here. Pioneers have had a lot of flags early on. This one may be on both teams. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, and Rob, this is a situation where, you're not thinking to yourself this becomes a factor with 6:36 left to play in the first quarter. But the quicker the officials can kind of establish themselves and, hey, we're going to put a stop to this right here, right now. Because the last thing you want, you kind of alluded to it, you don't want kids now we're taking swings at each other throughout the course of the game, or we're still pushing in. Put a stop to it now. Let's play some football, and we'll get on with it. And I think the officials have a chance to kind of do that right here.
I agree with that. And the other thing you don't want to have happen is you don't want to see kids get ejected.
Correct.
But if that's what you have to do to make a statement, we'll see.
It's easier said than done. It's a rivalry for a reason, and we were all high school kids. Sprague a little more recently than the rest of us, but I mean, we remember how, the hormones, the emotions, everything is just so heightened and escalated, especially, when you're out there on the field actually playing. So I understand how quickly that can start to unravel and become a thing. But as they say, cooler heads will always prevail, and I think that's what's going to have to happen.
And the kickoff was brought to you by EcoTree Services. EcoTree Services is your trusted tree care company. Want to remind you, coming up at halftime, it's the Lorain County Community College halftime show. After today's game, we've got the Mallard Creek Golf Club post-game show.
Well, I wonder what this discussion, are we looking at an ejection already? Are they talking amongst themselves? Was there a punch thrown in that little
They brought everybody together, and now they're going to talk to Matt Wilson.
They'll split them, yeah.
Also talk to Jeremiah Leyva on the other side.
I'm thinking that might be what we have. I'm going to keep an eye out and see if anybody gets sent back to the locker room area. And that was a long conversation they had, those officials.
Yep.
And math isn't my strong suit, but that looked more than a, tallying up yardage conversation.
Matt Wilson does not look happy.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right, they said personal foul on one of the Pioneers. They said the number, but I don't see any point in bringing that up. But it's a personal foul. It is not an ejection. Right. What they may have discussed and talked to the coaches is, guys, clean this up or we're going to start to, and that's a good thing by the officials. So Elyria is going to be backed up inside the 15 to the 12-yard line, trailing 12-3. It'll be time for Zach Fury and the offense to come back under center. Fury has Deron Johnson next to him in the backfield. This offense for Elyria last week, 56 yards. So pretty big ask for them for a drive at their own 12-yard line. But that's where they're going to start. And Johnson gets the handoff. He's going to go to the far side and gets a nice run. He rips off 9 yards to the 20.
That's how it starts. I think if you're Elyria, get yourself comfortable, get that ground game going, get something to make you feel good about yourself before this one gets away.
And if nothing else, just stop having penalties.
There you go.
See what you can do.
Yeah, a lot of self-inflicted wounds in this first quarter.
Alante Lund brings into play second and no, it's a first down. He got 10 yards. Yeah. First down, the Pioneers. Alante Lund brings into play. They get it to the 20-yard line. Two receivers, one on each side of the formation. And again, the handoff to fake. It is a handoff to Johnson over the left side. He'll get about 3 out to the 23-yard line. Several Lorain Titans are there on the defensive stop as I wait to see the young man. That's who I thought. Big number 77, Bryce Cotton, 6'2", 205, senior on the stop.
That's twice they've got you on the play fakes to start the game. It's pretty convincing out there.
Won't be the first or last time. Or should say won't be the second or the last time.
What about the third time, Paul?
Yeah.
You were at the third something you were just telling us about.
He was at third base. It's the last place you go before home. He's handoff on the far side and bringing it across the 30-yard line and close to a first down for the Elyria Pioneers. Jairus Martin, 5'8", 156 in the senior. Jairus Martin had that long kickoff return, Rocco, to begin this football game, and he gets first down yardage, 1st and 10 from the 30. We're down to 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go first quarter. Clock running. It's a beautiful thing when that clock runs. And Lorain leads 12-3.
Boy, 5'8", $156 on Martin. You can rest assured he's trying to run away from guys and leaning away from contact, I think, at that size.
Yesterday, we signed off at 9:06.
Wow.
That's not going to happen today, a 2-hour and 6-minute game.
Yeah,
I should say the game ended at 9:06. We didn't sign off then, but yeah, it's not going to happen today. Here's the handoff straight up the gut, and Martin with a nice run of 6 yards. He's going right over the center. Parker Osborne and the left guard, Xavier Scott. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Well, shows what I know. I was just saying, he wants to get away from contact. He doesn't want all of that. And the very next play, what's he do, Rob? He runs right into the teeth of the Titan defense and falls forward for 6 yards.
So 2nd and 4. So far, a nice drive for Elyria. This started at their own 12-yard line, and they've gotten out to the 36. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Kristen Bauer, Chronicle Telegram photographer down there on the left. There she is. Oh, no, she was looking at us for a half second. Went for the wave. Got
or is she taking
right.
pictures for the Avon Lake Library today?
Could be. Thinking not, but.
Just asking. 2nd and 4. And we've got a penalty flag before the play, and this will be on Elyria. So 2nd and 4 is going to become 2nd and 9. 5-yard penalty against the Pioneers.
It's got to be just frustrating for Coach Wilson. I mean, his whole pregame with you was basically just about how bad their first half was last week and how things got better and they progressed and they needed a better start, and it's just been far from it.
2nd and 9. Handoff up the gut. Room to run. First down. Jairus Martin across the 40 to the 42.
Wait, Rob, I'm thinking he might have heard me. I mean, he took
well,
that
we are
right.
outside
he
here.
He is running wild right now. Great effort from that young man, just getting through that first wave. And these are not small guys on that Lorain defensive front.
Right.
I know there's some new faces and some inexperience, as Coach Leyva had talked about in the pregame, but, man, Martin's running right through him.
Martin comes out. Deron Johnson replaces him on this hot day. I think you're going to see you're going to see different players, and Johnson gets the handoff as they continue to run, and they're going to go right up the middle. Josiah LeBoy brings him down.
Boy, that is a heck of an acting job there by Parker Osborne to try to net his team an extra 15 yards. There was a little pushing and shoving and whiplashing happening after the play, not nearly enough to actually send him down to the turf. But, boy, Oscar worthy, that dive onto the turf right there. A lot of World Cup viewing for him.
He might have a WWE career in front of him.
He might. That was, boy, have him take an elbow drop and it'll sell millions.
2nd and 7 for the Pioneers from their own 44. Parker trying to draw the foul, didn't get it. So the Pioneers now under 3 minutes to go into third. They trail 12-3. And back to throw. We've got penalties before the play. This is a dead ball. As R.J. Williams made the catch, but it doesn't count. It was a dead ball as they blew the penalty. False start, Elyria. False start before the play happened. Another penalty on Elyria. So they're trying to play through these penalties, but, you know, Rocco, how much can you do? How many times can you? So 2nd and long.
Well, that was a fun jump ball, though, to watch between the two number 2s right there. Tyree Morales for Lorain and R.J. Williams for Elyria going up after it.
Yep. Line of scrimmage is the Pioneer 39. They need to get to the Titan 48 for a first down. Pioneers going from the north end to the south end. Back to throw. And Fury's going to fling it to R.J. Williams, makes the catch at the 43-yard line. Jones brings him down. They're going to say he stayed in bounds. That'll keep the clock running. 3rd and 9.
Number 3, William Jones.
4-down territory from here, Rob, you think, or?
I think it depends how much they get on this.
Okay.
Right? You know, if it's maybe 4th and 2, maybe. If it's, you know, 4th and 6, 4th and 7, I'm going to guess no.
He pretty quickly went to the check down, did Fury on that 2nd and long, which is what had me thinking maybe they're approaching this as 4-down territory.
And we'll see what they do here on 3rd and 8. I think if they get at least half of it, they'd consider it.
I'm with you.
3rd and 8, the handoff, and Karan Johnson fumbles, and let's see who comes up with the football. And it is going to be the Elyria Pioneers. As it's a 4th down, it's a gain of just 1, and because of that, being at your own 45, 4th and 7, I would think Elyria would punt.
And I think that's what they're going to do. Probably the smart move.
So Pioneer special teams come out. And their punter is Lex Bruner. Or I'm sorry, R.J. Williams. R.J. Williams is the punter. Yeah. Last week, R.J. had 6 punts, but he only averaged 23 yards per kick. Now, when you've got an athlete like R.J., if you're Lorain, you have to think there could be a fake.
Certainly, certainly.
First punt of the day for Elyria. And we got a whistle before the play.
Yeah, I think Lorain was maybe seeing something late that they didn't like.
Lorain coaches losing their mind next to us. And there's another penalty against Elyria.
It's just so many self-inflicted wounds. And well, this is a drive that started at their own 10. And look at how hard they had to work just to get, you know, to their own 40. It's
because they had several penalties to play through.
Right. Nothing easier, and they're hurting themselves, too.
Exactly. Good snap to RJ, and Williams gets off a nice kick.
It's not bad.
It's a high-hanging kick. It's going to be taken at the 27-yard line by Chapman. Chapman will go up the right side, and he's brought down after a short return out to the 38-yard line, and that's where the Titans will take over 1st and 10. So 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. We'll keep it here on the change of possession since we're so close to the end of the first quarter. And Lorain with a 12-3 lead. They take over at their own 38-yard line. So the Titans offense, which has scored on their first 2 possessions, McCall to Chapman a 72-yard pass, and then Jones on a 20-yard run, has a 12-3 lead. Josiah LeBoy is back there with Leonard McCall. McCall looking over. Play clock still only at 15. So plenty of time. And the boys going to, no, they have a new running back in there, number 19. They switched. And getting that handoff that time is Lamel Morris Jr., a freshman who starts at safety, goes over the right side. 2nd and 10, and we'll see. I don't know if the Titans are going to run a play here or not. Play clock down to 15.
Yeah.
They're not in any big hurry.
One of the better defensive efforts I've seen from Elyria on an individual play. That was fantastic pursuit of the football there.
Under 10 seconds. Down to 5. And they will run a play. And they hand it off to Morris. And again, he's hit behind the line of scrimmage and brought down. Parker Osborne brings him down. And that's the end of the first quarter. Lorain leads 12-3 after 1. We're back after this on the YouTube Chronicle YouTube page.
It's 4th and go time, and there's no better playbook than a new Ford from Mike Bass Ford. Whether you're looking to make a big drive across town or just need a solid lineup of trucks and SUVs blocking for your family, Mike Bass Ford has got you covered. No penalty flags, no fumbles, so don't punt on your next vehicle. Touchdown at Mike Bass Ford today. Mike Bass Ford, proud to be on your team.
Industries are changing quickly, and this means new high-paying jobs are showing up every day. Employers are ready to hire now. The best part? Lorain County Community College offers free fast-track programs designed to get you working in 16 weeks or less. You will learn the skills, get hired, and finally find a job you love. In healthcare, advanced manufacturing, trades, business, information technology. Don't wait. Enroll today.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we offer great service and a great selection of vehicles. And right now, get 0% financing for 36 months on all new Ford vehicles in stock. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Welcome back. Start of the second quarter. Rob Polinsky along with Rocco Nucci, Zach Sprague, and Gary Pelder live from Ely Stadium as the Pioneers trail the Titans 12-3 as we get set to begin the second quarter. Interesting first quarter, Rocco. I think the storylines, Lorain's offense looks very good. And Elyria, if they get out of their own way with all these penalties, but to me, those are the 2 big stories of the first quarter.
Right, well, and that's a repeated theme for Matt Wilson's team that he really wants to try to break away from, and it just hasn't paid off yet.
McCall to throw, fires in the flat, caught at the 35-yard line, and being brought down there is Tyree Morales. A couple of Pioneers are there defensively, and one of those young men is Elijah Groves, an inside linebacker. Elijah's 5'8", 175, and a sophomore.
Yeah, not the biggest kid and not the most experienced kid either, right? Small guy as a sophomore, but you wouldn't know it there. Nice aggressive tackle, and I was impressed way more, I should say, Rob, that drive with the Elyria Pioneer defense. They were flying to the football. They were sure-handed with their tackling. Wasn't a lot of yak for Lorain on that possession. And look, you get them behind the sticks, you get them off schedule, and you force a punt and you get the football back.
So 4th and 12. And it'll be Tinsley going back to punt for Lorain. That'll be their first punt of the ball game, as Lorain trying to get their punt team out there. Tinsley set to kick. Play clock down to 0, and it should be a delay of game unless they need to reset the clock. But it should be a delay of game, I would think. Play clock says 0-0. Oh, they want to reset the play clock.
There it is.
So they reset it.
It's the hand motion that drives people nuts on Sundays when they're watching NFL football. The old asking of the reset for the play clock.
At least that one I know.
Yeah.
We've had a couple indications today from officials I didn't know. Tinsley, a low snap. He's in trouble. He fumbles it. It's going to be scooped up, picked up, and it's going to be an Elyria high touchdown. Aaron Ensign scoops and scores on the fumbled punt. And Elyria with the special teams gets a touchdown, an 18-yard touchdown return on the fumbled punt.
That's what happens when you give that kind of effort, Rob, when you're flying to the football, when you're cranking that intensity up, you're getting off your blocks a little faster. Doesn't matter if it's a halfback dive or a punt that you're trying to get after. You play aggressive, you play the right way, good things will happen. And right there is a showcase of that for the Elyria Pioneers. Huge play for them here today.
Boy, do they need that shot in the arm.
No kidding, no kidding.
And now Bruner to attempt the PAT. Last week, Bruner, with his PAT, he was 1 for 1 and 1 for 1 on field goals. So Bruner getting set. The Elyria High Pioneer Band plays on the south end of the stadium. Lorain's band on the north end. I thought it was really cool. Didn't get to mention this, but in the pregame, when they had both bands go out for the national anthem, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. Sorry, I was watching Aaron Ensign down here. They have their own little Pioneer hat turnover,
nice.
celebratory prop down there, and he was flashing in front of the photos for it.
Bad snap, and is going to be no good. There's nothing they could do on that bad snap. Zayden Fenderson tried to do something with it. He couldn't. So that is going to be no good on the extra point. And Lorain 12, Elyria 9. We're back after this timeout.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we offer great service and a great selection of vehicles. And right now, get 0% financing for 36 months on all new Ford vehicles in stock. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Welcome back as we get set to bring you the EcoTree Services kickoff. EcoTree Services, your trusted tree care company. That scoop and score on the fumble recovery on the botched punt. That touchdown was brought to you by Mike Bass Ford. You get a great deal and a great deal more at Mike Bass Ford. Well, Rocco, we've played a little over one quarter, and it's one of those games where we've seen a little bit of everything, right? There was a Clint Eastwood movie a long time ago called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Okay.
And I think, that kind of applies to the first half. We've seen some good, we've seen some bad, we've seen a little bit of ugly, but end of the day, so far, it's 12-9. We got a good football game here.
I usually go to Gran Torino when we're talking Mr. Clint Eastwood, but I don't think there's too many applicable situations from that film to this game right
That's
here.
a good one, though. That kick goes out of bounds. Lorain is going to get it at their own 35. So let's see what the Titans can do on offense. On that last series, it was the first time they had been stopped today. And then they botched the punt, and it leads to a Pioneer touchdown by Aaron Ensign. So Elyria with some momentum. Let's see what the Titans can do offensively here. On a beautiful day on this Saturday afternoon here in Elyria, just a sun-splashed, gorgeous, cloudless day for the most part. Gary Pelder on the camera work, Zach Sprague working the computer. And good to have WEOL.com sports director Rocco Nucci with us on this Saturday.
Shout out to you, my friend Rob. Maybe smarter than the four of us sitting here, or than the other three of us. You went long sleeves. We did not. And I'll tell you, the forearms there. You remember Thad Matta's face when he'd be upset on the Ohio State basketball side? It's about the color that my forearms are going to be here in about an hour.
Yeah, he looked like a beet or a turnip at times. Yeah. 1st and 10. Back to throw. They're going to fling it. It's going to be caught at the 39-yard line, making the catch, and then falling down after that short gain is Julian Ramos, 5'9", 160, and a senior.
I'll leave my Ohio State basketball references alone for the rest of August and into September.
I like Coach Mata.
Oh, could you not? All kinds of success he had.
I just felt so bad for him with that bad back to watch him try to coach. It was literally painful to watch. And rolling to his right is McCall. He's going to throw, and it's going to be caught for a first down across midfield. Down to the 48-yard line, Jayan Kuznar gets the reception.
It's a really nice ball from McCall, too, going against the grain, right? Rolling to your left, throwing it back right across the middle of the field. A dangerous throw by most accounts, but his receiver pretty open on that play, and a nice delivery there by the young lefty.
You know, I wonder how much it changes your defense because you just don't see left-handed quarterbacks very often. To see that ball come in a different direction that you're known, that what you're used to.
It's a different blind side that you're trying to blitz him from, and yeah, there's some differences for sure.
4 receivers to the far side of the formation, empty backfield. McCall is going to sling it out there, and it's going to be caught at the 45-yard line. Jones get him the ball and get him in space. They do that, a 7-yard gain down to the Pioneer 40-yard line.
And as good as they were tackling last drive, Rob, that poor tackling starting to show itself again a little bit here on this possession. Parker Osborne, he was the first to get there, and I know there's a big speed disadvantage there right between Parker and that young man toting the rock for Lorain. But, again, when you get hands on ball carriers, you got to find a way to bring them down.
Ashton Lanky Cathy comes in at linebacker, 6'1", 220, and a sophomore. Pioneers showing blitz, 2nd and 3, and they're going to bring R.J. Williams, direct snap. And McCall gets the run, and there he goes down the sidelines, and that's going to be a 40-yard touchdown for Leonard McCall. So Lorain takes an 18-9 lead, and immediately after the fumbled punt for a touchdown, Lorain answers with a big-time score.
Well, and sometimes, Rob, those broken plays, it can almost break you as a defense, right? If you're kind of in that second level and you're peeking into the backfield and you see that ball hit the turf for a second, it kind of instinctively, you let up for just a half second, and that's just enough for an athlete like McCall to get to the outside, get his blockers in front of him, and follow them to the end zone. And again, just poor tackling from the Pioneers bites them big time there.
Lorain will go for 2. They attempted an extra point on the first touchdown. It was blocked. Then he went for 2. It was no good. They're going to go for 2 again. And Javon Jackson is behind McCall. McCall gets the low snap, fires. It's going to be caught, and the 2-point conversion is good as they get it to Tyree Morales. And Lorain takes a 20-9 lead. So we'll take a timeout. 9:10 to go in the first half. It's Lorain 20, Elyria 9. We're back after this.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me, when your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree services online at ecotreeservices.com.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy with more value, more choices, and less hassle. Right now, lease a 2026 GMC Sierra for just $199 a month, or buy the Buick Envista for just $23,350. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Welcome back to Ely Stadium as we're getting set for an EcoTree Services kickoff. All kickoffs are brought to you by EcoTree Services, your trusted tree care company. And that last touchdown, as they all are, is a Mike Bass Ford touchdown. You get a great deal and a great deal more at Mike Bass Ford. Stay tuned. 9:10 to go until the Lorain County Community College halftime show. Rocco and I will recap the first half. We'll give you our network land title keys to the second half. And Zach Sprague and Gary Pelter might sing and dance at halftime. I'm not sure what we can talk them into.
Well, he gave me some sunscreen, did Gary Pelter, just now,
Good man.
So I can't bully him too much here at the break.
No.
A little bit, sure.
Short kick that is going to be scooped at the 20-yard line. Bringing it out to the 30-yard line, out to the 31-yard line is the return man for Elyria. And that young man is Quan Ward. He is 5'8", 184, and a junior.
Yeah, he was one of the guys at Media Day as well for Elyria. He was joined by, I believe, Drew Courier, as well as Parker Osborne, of course. He was a nice, well-spoken young man. Excited to see him in action today, too.
So 1st and 10 for the Pioneers from their own 32. 9:03 to go in the first half. Elyria trailing 20-9. They don't have an offensive touchdown. Their touchdown came as Ensign picked up a fumbled punt and went in 18 yards. Pioneers have driven the ball a little bit,
right,
but haven't been able to score. They took the kick from the Titans after Lorain scored, and Jairus Martin brought it all the way inside the 25, but the drive stalled, and they had to settle for a 46-yard field goal.
Well, nothing's been easy for them, Rob, here so far offensively in this first half. There's not really been any big plays. I know those two things kind of go hand in hand, but it's just not much explosiveness from this Pioneer offense. Every yard they're getting, they're really having to grind for it.
They haven't gotten the ball to Fenderson yet. Fenderson had 2 catches for 25 yards a week ago. Fury, the sophomore, calls for it. And he's going to hand it off, and they're getting a run out to the 37-yard line, a gain of 5. R.J. Williams, 2nd and 5.
Certainly more success for them on the ground than through the air right now, no question about that. So that's all fine when you're within 11 and you're still within kind of, puncher's reach, right? But eventually you got to get some points and kind of match what Lorain's doing offensively in their own right.
Let me correct myself. That was Deron Johnson running on that play. He wears number 0. R.J. Williams wears number 2. Williams just came in. Second down and 5 for the Pioneers from their own 37.
No, another whistle. Flag from the back judge here.
Okay. I think that's illegal participation because when they broke the huddle, they had a player run out of bounds. I don't think you can do that. I think he has to be off before you break the huddle, I think. But again, we've had a couple of indications here today that I'm not sure what they are.
That's deep in the handbook for official signals right there. Nice work.
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just.
Well, you could have. None of us could have corrected you. So
Peltwood. 2nd and 10. The old coach, South Amherst Cavalier. Oh, yeah. 2nd and long. And they're going to hand it off. Johnson, another penalty flag. And I think this is going to be a legal motion.
I think you're right. He kind of took a dive toward the line of scrimmage, the man in motion did last second there.
Right, and wasn't set.
Right.
Boy, oh boy, just penalty after penalty. It has to be at least 10 penalties on Elyria.
And again, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that has to be driving head coach Matt Wilson nuts. And Rob, to be fair, and I'm sure he'd be one to admit it or say it, whatever. Part of that's on him and the staff, right? I mean, you kind of have to have this worked out from your guys by the time regular season football gets here, right? That's what kind of the summer is for. Now, it's one thing to tell the kids and work through them. They obviously have to put that into effect. But boy, I mean, these are the kinds of things that have just plagued Pioneer football for far too long now.
2nd and 15 for Elyria from their own 27. I'll add to that point here right after this play. And the handoff coming over here to the near side. Jairus Martin, another penalty flag.
Fumble last second, too.
As he is going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And Lorain recovers the fumble. Well, let's see what the penalty is.
I think it's a hold on Parker Osborne. Unless that's not Parker. It might have been 58. Either way, though, that was a hold. It's either him or Drew Courier.
All right, let's see. It is, you're right, holding on Elyria. So that's declined. First down, Lorain. Well, to add to your point earlier, and look, we're not trying to pile on here, but to me, if you can't do some things, then stop doing them. Right? So if
there you go.
You don't have to run guys in motion, zigzagging all over if you're getting penalties for it. Just run a play.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
do what you can do.
You got to crawl before you can walk before you can run, all that good stuff, right? So, which, again, that's got to be frustrating as a staff, right? Because Matt Wilson, he's just more football guy, right? We know that.
Sure.
We know he knows his stuff.
Head coach at Clearview, head coach at Berea Mid-Park.
And he's won plenty of varsity games before. It's just, for whatever reason, is not clicking in penalties like that with the turnover on top. It's just mistakes that compound really quick.
And they're really young. They start a lot of freshmen and sophomores at this level. They're going to run a gadget play on the reverse to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and that's going to be a touchdown. Now we got a penalty flag in the backfield. Let's see. This might be coming back. But for now, they have a touchdown for Amari and Miller. But this one may be coming back.
Yeah, Sheldon Wilson for Lorain and Camarion Thomas got tied up in the backfield there. Boy, that was – I didn't really see what was happening there.
Well, we had a holding behind the play or a late hit, whatever they want to call it. The Lorain coach is next to us or they're going to disagree with the call. I'll put it to you that way.
Been there, done that. I understand the feeling. You get in a varsity contest on the sideline. There's a lot of, we talk about the kids. Coaches certainly feel that emotion too, no question.
The thoughts of the Lorain coaching staff aren't necessarily those of Elyria Lorain Broadcasting or the Chronicle Telegram.
Good disclaimer. I like that.
In case you're hearing things with the crowd mic. We're still awaiting the signal.
Is head of security Tom Evans available if needed?
He is not. He is watching the Elyria Catholic Panthers in volleyball today. They're over in Norwalk.
That's right.
It's his granddaughter.
Now, he was texting us updates.
Yeah, he was, but my phone got hot and I couldn't even see him anymore.
Let me
but
see. I'm not sure what the update from Tommy is. So if he's listening, I'm sure he'll help us out. Boy, this is taking a while to deliberate, isn't it?
Yeah. Then Jeremiah Leva is getting an explanation.
I mean, if it is just a hold, I don't think there's much more than it's just 10 yards from the spot. I mean, I don't.
You know, to me, when if you threw the flag, you must know what it was. I don't know why it takes this long. I was hoping to mow the lawn today at some point.
Well.
And this is a big penalty against Lorain.
Pelt says it doesn't get dark till 8:30, so.
Yeah, I'm aware. I just was joking at how long this game has been going.
Yeah.
You're going to bring it all the way out to the 32, and now they're trying to count to 10.
But we might need another angle to try to pitch Rob on mowing his yard later. Oh, boy, so they really backed it up. I mean, was this a personal foul?
We got
that they tacked on top of this? I'm really not.
We didn't get an indication. Just know that Lorain has it at the 42 of Elyria.
Jeez.
So the Pioneers catch a break there, and it's going to be first and long. So they need to get to the 16-yard line.
You got first and a mile on that scoreboard there.
Yeah, exactly. And they're going to swing it out. It's going to be caught by Jackson. Jackson is going to be brought down at the 40-yard line.
Number 20, Javon Jackson on the reception.
So Javon Jackson with a short gain. And thankfully, we actually ran a play without a penalty on either team, which is a good thing.
Can we make it 2 in a row?
You're asking a lot, Rocco.
I know. I shouldn't have opened my mouth. I should have just.
Line of scrimmage is the Pioneer 41. Stops the clock with exactly 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. Rolling to his left is McCall. McCall now comes to the right, and he's going to run straight ahead, and he is brought down after a short gain. And on the stop for the Pioneers is going to be Wyatt Meldrum, inside linebacker, 6'1", 186, and a junior. It's a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 21.
Quan Ward in on that as well, so better job tackling here now from Elyria, but got to get off the field. And 3rd and 21, so good opportunity to do just that.
Three-man defensive line. Movement along the line, but Pioneers get back.
One high safety, so Elyria really not trying to let anything get behind him here.
Play clock down to 3. They get the play off. McCall has time. He's going to throw, and he throws behind his intended receiver. He tried to get it to Tyree Morales. It'll be 4th and long.
Oh, boy, and that's fortunate, really fortunate for Elijah Hope for Elyria. He was about a second away from a taunting call. The official actually had the laundry halfway out of the pocket, but I think Matt Wilson hopped on it quick enough and pulled his young man aside and said, we can't have any more of that. So Elyria fortunate there. Great play, and you don't want to soil that, Rob, with a silly, personal foul that would have given Lorain a first down.
Right, and it's going to be 4th and 21, and it looks like Lorain wants to go, although the play clock is down to 3, and they're going to take a timeout, I would guess. They do. Timeout, Titans. We'll be back with a 4th down call after this. Lorain leads 20-9 with 6:35 to go in the first half.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
4th and 21 for the Titans. Let's see what they elect to do. The offense is on the field. They have it at the Elyria 37. Rocco, they need to get it to the Pioneer 16 for a first down. As we're set to get back underway. They're going to flood 4 receivers to the far side of the field.
I don't really see the. Well, we'll see.
McCall, low snap. He goes down to get it. He fell down.
Yeah.
And Elyria is going to get it at their own 47. McCall just couldn't keep his feet. He fell down. And, of course, you don't have to be touched by an opponent. If your knee is down or any part of your body, you're down in high school football, and that's the case.
Rob, I just don't know about that decision because when you kind of play the percentages in your head, 4th and 21, to ask a young team like Lorain to pick that up, that's a lot, right? And you just start to think of all the things that can go wrong in a situation like that, a pick, a turnover, even just something like that, right? Anything goes wrong, and you're giving Elyria a really good field position. That's exactly what happened right there. So that's an interesting decision.
The only thing I thought maybe that went into that was what happened on their first punt attempt. Right?
Sure.
But maybe.
Hey, that's a fair point. That's a very fair point.
So Zach Fury in the offense comes to the line of scrimmage from their own 46. And a handoff Johnson over the right side. He's going to work his way out to the 48-yard line. Nice job by the defensive front of Lorain, and that was Deanie Price, 5'6", 210, and a junior. He was the first one there.
Well, you know what else, Rob, they maybe could have done there is that pooch punt that we don't see as often anymore, where the quarterback kind of goes into a deep shotgun and punts it away. But even the snaps to McCall haven't exactly been perfect. So, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I don't doubt.
I'm just saying. And the other thing I would say, with the amount of penalties Illyria's had, maybe they thought, hey, there's a chance we could get it.
Foul,
absolutely.
Pass interference, sure.
For sure.
I'm with you.
So 2nd and 8 for the Pioneers from their own 48. And there's going to be movement again. Cost them 5 yards. 5:47 to go in the first half.
Yeah, Rob, you might be right. I mean, I think, and that's 14 for Elyria right there, if I'm not mistaken. Ashton, Linky, Cathy. I mean, it's if your guys can't go in motion properly, if they can't do these things, at a certain point, I mean, what's the definition of an insanity? You keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. At a certain point, it's like, man, maybe we just kind of line up. We don't go in motion, but
I used to think that when I was working with Jared, on games, I used to think, well, maybe he won't yell at me on this Friday.
Wrong.
Maybe this Friday he'll be happy. Maybe this Friday he'll tell us what a great job we've all done. And that was my definition of insanity, thinking that it would change.
It's amazing how quick the optimism gets sucked out of some of us.
Jared Kozar today, he is at Lorain County Fair duty today and tomorrow, and he has been out there a lot of the week.
He has.
For WEOL.com and the Chronicle Telegram. Appreciate that. He has been out there an awful lot.
Yeah.
And we have I'm not sure if we had a timeout. Let's just keep it here while we've got a minute. 5:47 to go in the first half. It is 20-9. Lorain, if you're just joining us, kind of recap things here for you. Lorain scored on their first drive. McCall to Chapman for 72-yard touchdown, made it 6-0. An extra point, no good. 8:11 to go in the first quarter for Elyria. Bruner had a 46-yard field goal, cut the lead to 6-3. 6:36 to go in the first quarter. It was William Jones for Lorain on a 20-yard run, made it 12-3. And that's how the first quarter ended. 10:56 to go in the first half. Aaron Ensign for Elyria picked up a dropped attempt of a punt, and he scooped it up at the 18 and went in for the score, make it 12-9. And with 9:10 to go in the first half, it was McCall on a 40-yard run, the quarterback. Then the two-point conversion from McCall to Morales made it 20-9. I'm wondering if maybe this is just a water break for everybody because it is a warm Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, we saw that in the World Cup earlier this summer, all those hydration breaks that were taking place during a lot of those games. So
we did?
Well, that's
We
Boy,
did.
You and Pelt both gave me the look of why on earth are you talking about the World Cup?
Hey,
here
I
on
got
this
to do
broadcast?
Lorain soccer games this year on
you go.
WLCS TV 20. I got to do a girls soccer game and a boys soccer game.
Yeah, see?
And I've done them in the past, and I know enough on the broadcast to say kick, kick, kick.
There you
know that, a
go,
lot of
yeah.
kicks. Well, this year I added to my repertoire because I said FIFA a couple times,
wow.
and I even mentioned World Cup once or twice.
Wow, look
so
at
I really
boy.
expanded on my soccer vocabulary.
Boy, wow, that is impressive work. FIFA and World Cup.
Yeah, and you can
emerging
go
from the
back.
mouth of
Those
Rob
games are
Polinsky. Wow.
archived, I'm sure. With
Boy, now
Mike Paciotti would love it if you took a look at that, Rocco.
Now there is tackling in soccer. I don't know if you were aware of that. It's a different form of tackling, but there is tackling.
I've heard of the slide tackle.
That's exactly. So a tackle is basically in soccer is
When you
basically
steal
when
it?
you just take possession.
Yeah,
essentially.
right.
Yeah. Extra time. How much time you got, Pelt?
Well, we don't have that in high school, thankfully.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
They don't have that, so.
Which I actually prefer, not to make this a whole soccer tangent, but I actually like the way the Americanized version of the timing system works. We see it in college soccer too. It's just a straight, there's 45 minutes on that clock for the half, and once that's up, that's up. There's stoppages and stuff. I just think that's a simpler way to do it. That way I don't have Pelt over here. What's extra time, Rocco? Or stoppage time, or I know you know hammer time, but there you go. Now I got him going up here.
Speaking of hammer time, are you anywhere in the Gary Pelter? Where are you this weekend? Are we DJing anywhere? Pez is tonight.
All right.
Watch Pelt do the hammer time tonight, and he's got those hammer pants too to go along with it.
Oh boy,
it Pez's.
Sign me up.
If that doesn't change your Saturday night plans to get the Pez's, I don't know what would.
Hey,
go see Pelt tonight. Second and long. Zach Fury in the offense, back to the line of scrimmage. The scary thing is we're just in the second quarter. Fury back to throw, throws downfield, has a man, it is tipped and incomplete. Nice coverage out there. They tried to get it to R.J. Williams, and on the coverage was William Jones. It's a team sport, obviously. Some people say football's the ultimate team sport, but sometimes you love that individual one-on-one matchup, and we just saw it there.
Well, and Jones is giving up some height in that matchup too, so I understand why Zach Fury is taking that shot. It was an underthrown ball, perhaps a better football ends up being complete. Matter of fact, on the play that we saw get whistled dead, R.J. Williams won a jump ball, I think against Tyree Morales right in front of us. So it's a guy that's capable of doing it, but great coverage there by Lorain on the back end.
Third down and 13 from the Pioneer 43, 5:33 to go in the half. Elyria trailing 20-9. Fury to throw, has time, fires, nobody there.
Yeah.
Incomplete. Not on the same page with the receiver. It'll be fourth down. And I would think we'll see R.J. Williams punt.
It's another one of those timing routes that you said it perfectly, Rob. Just not on the same page. Fury and his wide receiver on that one. You could see Fury immediately looking over to the sideline, kind of hands up. So that's something they'll talk about here. And the offensive woes kind of continue right now for the Pioneers.
So R.J. Williams set to punt for the second time. He'll stand at his own 30. The line of scrimmage is the Pioneer 43. Back deep, Tyler Chapman. Good high kick. Chapman calls for a fair catch, takes it, fumbles it, and he falls on it. Chapman fell on it at his own 28. And we have whistles and we have penalty flags at midfield.
There's another one here at about the 40. I'm doubting those are the same flag based on where they are, but one's going to be illegal procedure based on one of those hand motions I just saw, but who knows what that penalty at the 50 is. Boy, yeah, that's a war of attrition here in this first half.
Punt team coming back out for Elyria, so they think it's on them. Now we'll get the indication here. Personal foul on the Pioneers.
Okay.
Personal foul on the
offset.
Titans.
Oh.
Offset will re-kick.
Play the down. Oh.
And then a false start on the Pioneers. So you were right. that they threw the penalty flags in different areas for different calls. They'll back them up 5, and R.J. Williams and the offense will punt.
I thought we had a lot of plays with just 1 penalty. How about 1 play with 3 penalties? We're increasing in the wrong direction, I think, right now.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with you, my friend.
I mean, that's just got to be tough for kids and coaches, right? I mean, there's just no rhythm, there's no flow.
And broadcasters.
No, that's nobody cares about us.
I do.
Fair.
Glad
somebody does.
4th and long. I mean, it seem like I care about myself often, but strangely I do. The kick is going to be taken, and getting across the 30-yard line to the far side of the 40. We got a penalty flag behind the play, and down the sidelines to the 20, to the 10, and into the end zone for the Lorain Titans momentarily is Tyler Chapman, but we've got several flags. So we'll see if this stands or not.
Javion Harrison for Lorain, and one of the Pioneers were locked up together, you could say. It's the PG version, I guess, that you could give on that front.
And Matt Wilson's going to have his team just come run over here, and he wants to talk to him. And I think basically it's going to be a very easy, quick message, and the message is going to be knock it off.
Right. It was Jesus Vasquez that was tied up with Javion Harrison.
First, he's going to get the explanation.
They have not put the points on the board. And it is a hold on Lorain, as well as the personal foul. Is that the 3rd Lorain touchdown called back? Pelt, wow. Yeah. Man, oh man.
They marked this off. And it's going to go all the way back to the 25-yard line. So Lorain has a 1st and 10 at the 25 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Again, Lorain County Community College halftime show is coming up. We'll have the network land title keys to the second half. We'll recap the scoring. And I don't know, maybe a Zach Sprague pizza eating contest at halftime. I'm not sure what we're going to know.
He's still got a good physique about him, all right?
Yeah.
Don't ruin him yet.
We can ruin that.
Well, the radio and media diet certainly will.
Yes.
They don't exactly roll out the salad bar in local high school football press boxes. Oh, look at you. Sprague's eating better than the rest of us. Yeah.
1st and 10 at the 25. Leonard McCall in the offense has the football. And McCall will take it, and they're going to run a reverse here. And Jones will go up the right side to the 30, 35, shoved out of bounds by Jairus Martin at the 40. It's a gain of 15 and a first down.
Yeah, similar play that they ran last drive. And I'll tell you what, Leonard McCall, he's getting out ahead as a lead blocker. That's big time from your quarterback to kind of put himself on the line like that and try to throw a couple of blocks.
1st and 10 from their own 38. Titans out in front 20-9. Both bands will entertain at halftime. If we have time, we'll let you listen to some of that.
Yeah.
Something tells me we might have time for that.
Not exactly a lot of other scores
Out of
happening
town
right now to look
scoreboard,
at.
unless you want to recap that Idaho-Cal Poly game you were watching last
Boy, it was
night.
a thriller.
And over on the left side, running with the football is Lavelle Morris Jr. I saw it on the TV in my post-game activity last night for a short time. And I got home, and I was on joeidle.com looking for scores for tonight, and then tried to hit the sack. So I didn't turn on the game once I got home, but it was on in the post-game establishment that I was at in Vermilion on Route 6.
I wonder.
You ever hear the song by Steely Dan called Rudy's? Back to throw. They're going to fire it out in the flat. It's caught. 40-yard line out to the 43. On the receiving end is going to be Tyree Morales, and a flag after the play.
Now, I know where the Polinsky postgame powwows happen.
Yes.
Jared's explained to me well.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Lorain.
Oh, man.
Unsportsmanlike on Lorain.
I think that was more of the verbal variety than anything else. I didn't see too much extracurricular pushing and shoving. So
it definitely gets you 15 if you say the wrong word. I'll tell you what, if they use any of the words that the coaches are using, it definitely is a 15-yard penalty.
Well, they're better off using the ones that you learned this summer, which was FIFA and World Cup. So I think if they just start yelling that at each other, that might get them a little further.
I don't know. FIFA's 4 letters. You got to be careful.
Well, FIFA you too. So that's, hey.
So we've got 3rd and long for Lorain. You know, with 3:56 to go in the half, if Elyria gets a stop here, they could get decent field position, and they could make it a 1-score game going into halftime.
Absolutely.
As strange as this game has been. McCall is going to be brought down in the backfield. He is sacked by inside linebacker Elijah Groves. 5'8", 175, and a sophomore, and it's going to be 4th and long.
That was a really well dialed up blitz there by the Elyria defense. They had Lorain's offensive line all kinds of twisted up because Groves shot right through, practically untouched, and McCall had nowhere to escape to.
So 4th and long, and Lorain, after they had the touchdown on the punt return negated with a penalty, they're going to be forced to punt. And Jairus Martin will go back deep for Elyria. Over 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, last time we saw this Lorain punting unit out there on the field, it was a little bit of a disaster for them. That's, to your point, Rob, I think why we saw them not punt it when they had another 4th and long situation. So hold your breath right now if you're a Titans fan.
And we've got a timeout for Lorain. Let's take a timeout. We'll step aside. 3:04 to go in the half. It's Lorain 20, Elyria 9. We're back after this.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
Labor Day weekend, Smokin' Steve is firing up the grills at North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco for their barbecue chicken and rib burn-off. Join Convenient on Saturday, September 5th, starting at noon, for mouth-watering ribs, delicious barbecue chicken, and all the smoky flavors you love. Don't forget a couple of ice-cold beverages to go with it. Don't miss the Labor Day weekend fun, Saturday, September 5th at noon. Come hungry because Smokin' Steve is ready to fire it up at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco.
So definitely, if you get a chance next Saturday, part of your Labor Day weekend plans, get over to Center Ridge and Barton. Do yourself a favor. Barbecue chicken and ribs with Smokin' Steve.
Yeah.
I can tell you, you will not be disappointed.
Have you fired it up over there with Smokin' Steve
I've been
before?
over several times. I've been over there. I'm bummed out that I can't be there next Saturday. There's a bad snap. Tinsley, though, gets it. He gets the kickoff. It's a short kick. And now it takes a skip away from Martin, and what a good job that is. It goes out of bounds, and we get a penalty flag as one of the Titans was running down the sidelines, and I don't know if he hit one of the Pioneers.
Yeah, I think so. It's Julian Ramos that was over here on this Pioneer sideline. And that looks to be it, yeah,
yep,
personal
foul, Lorain. We're going to tack 15 onto this. And then wait for the disclaimers. There probably will be 4-letter words coming out to the right of us.
Wow.
We are outside. Nothing we can do about it is we're outside here at Elyria, and the overflow of coaches are next to us.
Boy, and
But we don't have the FCC to worry about.
No, we don't. No, we don't. And you're almost at a loss of words, right? It's just like so many personal fouls, so many silly mistakes. Yeah, that is tough. That's all I got. That's all I got on that front.
I agree with you. Not that that's all you got.
No,
I'm serious. Seriously, it's tough to watch. I get it. 1st and 10, Elyria at their own 44. The bottom line, Rocco, Pioneers are down 20-9, and with that 15 yards, you're near midfield.
Right.
2:54 to go. If they get a score, it's anybody's game in the second half. And the turn and the handoff to Johnson. Johnson is going to squirt through and get to the 49. It's a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 as they unpile. Deron Johnson last week, 7 carries for 15 yards. We get overtime. 2nd and 5. Hand off to Ron Johnson. He's brought down, and I think he fumbled the ball. No, maybe not. I saw something fall, but
yeah.
It'll be a gain out to midfield. It's 3rd and 4.
Well, I would call it Jared, but it's, boy. If I throw an overtime question at him this week of all weeks, that
probably not a great
that
question.
would be the end of my broadcasting time here at WEOL. So, Rob, Zach, Pelt's been
nice
fun.
knowing you.
It has. Might find me at, I don't know, the bottom of these bleachers.
Oh, I thought you were going to start the post game.
It'd be brief. Start that too.
3rd and 4. Hand off to Martin. Martin is going to fall forward. He's going to be a yard shy of the first down. The turf monster brought him down. He would have had a first down, but he's a yard shy. And now, what will Coach Wilson do? 4th and 1 from the Lorain 47. Minute and a half to go. To me, you're down 20-9. No question that you would go, but what's the play call going to be?
Right, when you can let some clock go too here, I think, just on the, in case you don't get it, you don't give Lorain as much time. They only have 1 timeout, whereas Elyria still has 2.
Good point. So Zach Fury, the sophomore signal caller, out of the shotgun, 4th and 1. Hands it off to Martin. He's not going to get there.
No.
Great job by the defensive front for the Lorain Titans as they get the stop. And the Titans are going to take over. Deanie Price, the linebacker, shot through, brings him down to midfield. Lorain takes over with 55 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, Rob, that's just my guys against yours right there, right? Nothing fancy at all. That's just an inside zone concept. And for Elyria, you just got to try to win up front. And credit Lorain because the Pioneers didn't win. They lost big time on that battle in the trenches. And with the Titans, a huge defensive stand. They got a chance to add to it now. 55 seconds left in this first half. Huge stop right there for Lorain.
So 1st and 10 from midfield with 55 seconds to go in the half. Titans will take over. They have 1 timeout remaining. As Rocco told you earlier, Elyria has 2. Now let's see, midfield, 1 timeout, why not? See what Leonard McCall and this offense can do.
Well, they've hit the big plays today, whereas Elyria hasn't. So
that's true.
I'm aggressive here if I'm Lorain.
You're up 20-9. They're going to take it, and they're going to pitch it to the man in motion. That's Jay-Z Moore, and he's going to get to the far side, shoved out of bounds after about a 7 or 8 yard gain. It'll be 2nd and short. That stops the clock with 47 seconds. Nice job by Moore of being aware of the situation to get out of bounds, Rocco, instead of fighting for yardage.
And that's the kind of play, Rob, that works really well when you can execute. We've seen Lorain go with a couple of those jet sweeps and the reverses. And the problem for Elyria, we've talked about it, they can't even get guys in motion half the time without committing a penalty, right? So just goes to show you, just simple execution can go a long way.
Oh, yeah. 2nd and 2. Back to throw is McCall. He's going to run. He's going to get the first down. He's at the 36-yard line. Martin whiffed on the tackle. He goes out of bounds, and that lets Lorain keep their timeout because McCall got out of bounds with 39 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, that was a really grown-up decision right there by McCall. You very easily could just try to force a throw there and maybe throw an interception and ruin the rest of this drive, but really smart decision there and an even better effort to get out of bounds at the end. Like you said, Rob, that's big that they saved the timeout.
So 1st and 10 from the Pioneer 34-yard line, 39 ticks remaining in the half. Lorain leading 20-9. McCall takes the low snap, throws, it's caught, and Morales at the 20-yard line brought down there. Another first down for Lorain that stops the clock momentarily. Elijah Groves, who's played well defensively for Elyria, with another stop.
That tackling falling apart again for the Pioneers.
And they get in the Stewart TV and Appliance Red Zone. Stewart's TV and Appliance, your Red Zone sponsor, are on Cleveland Street right here in Elyria. From the 19, 20 seconds to go in the half, clock running. McCall stepping up, he's gonna run. He is gonna get a block and get to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and he gets down to the 1-yard line. 10 seconds, stops the clock with the first down, Is Lorain going to take their final timeout? They're going to.
That's what Coach Leyva
Coach
wants,
Leyva asking for the timeout. He's going to get it with 10 seconds to go in the half. Yes? Is there a reason you needed to tap me with 10 seconds to go and you couldn't just stand there?
Well, you were picking on him earlier, so.
We're going to pick on him right now.
Not even going to tell our listeners who you're bullying right
No.
now? Wow.
Wow. No.
Boy.
First
Gabby,
and
he
goal
won't
from
even
the
show you
one.
some love on air. Can you believe this?
Timeout for the Lorain Titans. Let's just keep it here. Tim Gebhardt has made his way to Radio Row here
There you go.
at Ely Stadium. As he's got an Oberlin Phoenix hat on, I see. That's nice that you're supporting the Phoenix. First and goal from the 1. And if Gebby's standing here, does that mean that he'll tell us tales of that game in 1894 at halftime?
What?
No, I did say, I was kind to you. I told these guys, we got young guys right here. But me, you, and Pelt are not young. I did say none of us were at the game in 1894.
Pelt said he was at the 3rd rendition, though, so I.
Tim Gebhardt, Chronicle Telegram. He has the day off, but he's still here watching this one.
He's baking just like the rest of us out here in the elements.
You and I have been here since about 8 o'clock this morning.
Oh, yeah.
First and goal from the 1. Leonard McCall in the offense with no timeouts and 10 seconds from the 1. McCall throws it out in the flat. It's caught it. It's a touchdown. On the receiving end, Tyree Morales. And with 6 seconds to go in the first half, a huge touchdown for Lorain.
Yeah, he just beat Jairus Martin on the out route there. And again, that's just another timing route. You're banking on your guy winning in one-on-one man coverage. And he did right there, did Morales for Lorain. And that's easy money right there for the Titans. And some much-needed separation, I think, for this Lorain team to close out the first half.
You know, it looked like on 3rd down, Elyria had a first down, and Martin just fell down. You know, and, you know, sometimes that's the difference between winning and losing, right? And then they go for it on 4th and 1, don't get it. That gives Lorain the opportunity to go 50 yards. I mean, if he doesn't slip on the turf, they get a first down, and this doesn't happen.
It's a potential 14-point swing, right?
Yep.
You maybe score a touchdown on that drive. Instead, you watch Lorain go the other way and punch it in before half.
And now you've got McCall out of the shotgun as he's got Moore next to him.
Nice
and
catch.
They're going to throw it over the middle, and it's going to be caught. And making the 2-point conversion is Tyler Chapman. That makes it 28-9. That is a Mike Bass Ford touchdown. You get a great deal and a great deal more at Mike Bass Ford. Since we're coming up to halftime, let's just keep it here. And we want to remind you that up next we have our kickoff, and it's brought to you by EcoTree Services, your trusted tree care company. And again, coming up, Lorain County Community College halftime show.
Boy, Rob, I'll tell you what, Leonard McCall for Lorain, he is in full control of this game, in my opinion. I think he has been the best player out on that field. He's gotten some contributions, right? Chapman on that 2-point conversion, Morales on the touchdown. There's been some defensive guys that have stepped up as well. But I think by and large today, Leonard McCall has been the best football player out there on the field, and he's making that known. He has just been in total control every time Lorain has had the ball.
And the Lorain coaches have done a really good job, in my opinion, of setting McCall up to succeed because just short, quick passes, Elyria can't get to the defensive front, can't get any pressure on him. He has those quick passes to his guys that can make plays. That's what they're doing. I mean, these aren't drop back, 10-yard drop backs and then wait 6 seconds and throw it.
Right.
You know, he's throwing it and getting it quickly out there, and that's led to a good first half offensively for Lorain.
As we talked about with Keystone the other Friday, sometimes it's just as simple as get it to Wyatt McKee, right? Make the job easy for your quarterback, and they are making it easy for Leonard McCall, but he is making good decisions, too, on top of that.
Dante Tinsley kicking off for Lorain. And he'll send it with his left foot down, and it is going to go out of bounds for a penalty. That is the first penalty of the game.
Boo!
The first penalty of that play.
There you go.
You got Gebby to laugh.
That's, Are you doing stand-up with Pelt later at Pez's before?
I hope
Or is that not what they do there, Pelt? No, we'll leave that alone. Oh, that's do whatever we want.
I think Pelt's
says.
more used to the sit-down variety than the stand-up. You know, where he's for his career.
Pass on a follow-up on that.
1st and 10. That's a 15-yard penalty on me. Personal foul, Politsky.
Boy.
I mean, yeah.
To the monitors with that one.
In fact, that's really close to being ejected.
We're sending that to the guys in New York.
So I guess they are going to re-kick it.
Good eye, Sprague.
Yeah, so Elyria has, it's their choice. Now they're going to back him up 15 yards, but it's Illyria's choice. Instead of taking the ball at the 40, they want a chance to return. So they're going to push this back 15 yards and make them re-kick.
Boy, oh boy.
I mean, you wouldn't kick it from your own 40 after the penalty, right?
I would think not. Yeah,
you're going to move it back to the 25. I thought I was right.
35 actually is where they're putting that, right?
Wait, that's only 5. I would think it's more than that.
All right.
Tinsley will tee it up again.
Oh, yeah, I think everybody needs halftime here.
We all do. Been a long day.
Ugh.
NFL halves are 45-minute quarters, right? It takes an hour and a half to play.
Right.
We teed this up at noon. It's 1:30.
It's prime time for a reason.
Squib kick taken at the 30 and then falling down at the 20-yard line are the Pioneers. So they'll have the ball with 3 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was thinking if you're Matt Wilson, which is the way this first half is, I understand you're kind of just hoping for something to happen your way at the end of the half. I totally get that.
Get a kick return, you never know.
But it could so easily go the other way. I mean, that ball very easily could have popped away from the Pioneers, started rolling towards the Lorain end zone, Titans scoop it up, running in for another score. But
so Pioneers, final play of the first half from their own 26-yard line. And then the Lorain County Community College halftime show is coming up. Zach Fury in the offense for what should be the final play of the half.
And they're off by 2 seconds. They're yelling up to the press box 5. 5 seconds should be on the game clock.
Yeah, that's going to make a real difference in this.
Sprague's got it. Attaboy.
Jairus Martin talking with R.J. Williams. Let's see if the Pioneers have any kind of a trick play. If you do, this will be the time you run it.
Yeah.
Final play of the first half, 5 seconds to go. 3-man defensive front for Lorain. They drop everybody 25 yards back. And they're going to throw it to Williams, and he's going to pitch it to Martin as they try to do a hook and ladder. It's fumbled. It's out of bounds, and that'll be the end of the first half. So we have played one half of football. Your score, it's Lorain 28, Elyria 9. The Lorain County Community College halftime show, it's coming up next.
Industries are changing quickly, and this means new high-paying jobs are showing up every day. Employers are ready to hire now. The best part? Lorain County Community College offers free fast-track programs designed to get you working in 16 weeks or less. You will learn the skills, get hired, and finally find a job you love. In healthcare, advanced manufacturing, trades, business, information technology. Don't wait. Enroll today.
Enjoy bigger buys and bigger discounts during the Labor Day sale at Stewart's TV and Appliance. Save thousands when you bundle eligible name brand appliances. Or get loads of savings on GE Profile washers and dryers while supplies last. Plus, we offer 0% financing and free local delivery. We're rewarding you for all your hard work with great deals during the Labor Day sale at Stewart's TV and Appliance. When you shop Stewart's, it's all about you.
Now's the time to start planning your 2027 golf outing at Mallard Creek Golf Club. With 36 beautifully maintained holes, 4 pavilions, stock pro shop, and an expansive driving range, Mallard Creek is the perfect venue for groups of any size. From start to finish, their friendly staff will walk you through every step. And they're a trusted home for charity fundraisers and community events. Dates can book up fast, so call David Venezuela at 440-748-8231 or visit themallardcreek.com to reserve your 2027 outing today.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy with more value, more choices, and less hassle. Right now, lease a 2026 GMC Sierra for just $199 a month, or buy the Buick Envista for just $23,350. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Please welcome to the field.
And welcome back as we are excited for the Lorain County Community College halftime show. And LCCC is your year, your class is your future. Enrolled today. Lorain leads 28-9. They led 12-3 after one. They outscored Elyria 16-6 in the second quarter. Here's how that happened. 10:26 to go the first quarter. McCall to Chapman, 72-yard touchdown pass, 6-0 Lorain. 8:11 to go in the first quarter. Bruner with a 46-yard field goal for Elyria, and it was 6-3 as the Pioneers cut the lead in half after a long kick return by Jahiris Martin set them up deep in Lorain territory. The drive stalled, and they kicked a 46-yard field goal. 6:36 to go in the first half. Jones on a 20-yard run for the Lorain Titans, and the visitors led 12-3. That's how the first half ended, or first quarter, I should say. 10:56 to go in the second quarter. It was a muff punt, and the punter, Tinsley, couldn't come up with it for Lorain, and in the fumble and the ensuing scramble, it was Aaron Ensign scooping and scoring for the Elyria Pioneers. Ensign went 18 yards with it, 12-9, the extra point no good. 9:10 to go in the half. Right after that, Leonard McCall was able to drive and get a 40-yard run. McCall then had a two-pointer to Morales, 20-9 Lorain, and they would score with 6 seconds to go in the half. McCall to Morales on a 1-yard pass. The two-point conversion was good as they threw a pass to Tyler Chapman, and Lorain leads it by a score of 28-9. We have Tim Gebhardt with us, and we'll also have the Network Land Title Agency keys to the second half. But first, let's bring in Tim Gebhardt with the Elyria Chronicle Telegram. And Gebby, yeah, if you have the microphone in front of your board,
you
that helps.
I knew I was missing something.
Yeah, well, you're
missing. Go ahead.
Don't put it on a tee for me, Gebby. We've been outside since 8 a.m., so I'm going to be as nice as I can. But, obviously, you know more about Elyria Lorain than probably just about anybody. This one so far, it's been ugly on both sides, but Lorain has a 28-9 lead. But, when you think of Elyria Lorain historically and living in Elyria your whole life, what does Elyria Lorain mean to you?
Well, it doesn't mean what they're playing like today.
Trying to
so
start with the
undisciplined.
softball.
But over the years, there was a lot of games. They came down to the last. Usually, they played the last game of the year, and a lot of times, the Buckeye Conference at that time hinged on the Elyria Lorain game at the end of the year. And a lot of times, it would be Lorain was trying to spoil Elyria's chances for a championship, or vice versa. Elyria was trying to spoil Lorain's chances. But the cities are similar in makeup and so forth, and Lorain's always been like the bigger, older brother to Elyria. So it's always been a proud moment when the Pioneers were able to knock them off. And there for a while they were able to do that, but now here lately Lorain's had the better of it.
Back in the day, it was Elyria versus the Lorain Steelmen when it was Elyria and Lorain. And then when Lorain High closed, I think that was in '95.
Yes.
Then the rivalry kind of went to Elyria and Admiral King.
Right.
But now with the consolidation, it's truly, once again, Elyria versus Lorain. And does that make it mean more that each city has one public high school?
I think so. I think it means a little bit more because when it was Admiral King, it kind of, a lot of times that would be the big rival for Elyria in both football and basketball. And Lorain kind of took a back seat. But eventually, when Admiral King and Southview both closed, then it became one-on-one again.
Is there and I'll let Rocco ask you some questions here, but is there a highlight or two or a game or two or a player or two when you think of this game over the years that comes to your mind, whether it's 10 years ago or 50 years ago or somewhere in between?
Well, actually, there was a game that was played way before my time.
No.
Frank Murkowski, we had a 46-yard field goal by Lex Brenner in the first half. A lot of people were asking, is that the longest for Elyria? No. Frank Murkowski, back in 1932, kicked a 50-yarder against Lorain. However, the Steelmen won the game 7-5.
But they had a 3-run homer in the bottom of the ninth? Or
7-5, a touchdown. Elyria had a field goal and a safety.
Wow. Gebby, I guess I'll ask the tougher part of this equation, and I guess worth addressing, because you had kind of started off when you joined us by saying the history of this, it is not resembled necessarily by what we saw in that first half. And they're high school kids, they're high school coaches, right? We know that whole angle of this. So without picking on these guys too much, I'm sure there's got to be some frustration from the Elyria community with just the lack of success that this Pioneer football program has had. And that's not just Matt Wilson's, fault really, or anything like that. It's just a program that's down right now. And eventually you feel like something's got to get this going in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely. And, losing, just like winning is contagious, losing is contagious.
Yeah.
He's lost some players to some area schools. A couple of kids have transferred to Midview, North Ridgeville, Elyria Catholic, and so forth. And that hurts because those are probably players that they could use. And you saw the numbers. I think I counted them. They got 35 kids maybe on the sidelines. And that's not like what Elyria was back in the day. So that hurts. And I know Lorain, you look at Lorain's side, and they're not much bigger, really.
Right. Well, the bands have them outnumbered, big time. And that's just, Division I programs, right? You don't expect just 35, even 40 kids. You're expecting 60, 70 plus kids. I mean, my goodness, you look at the Avon Eagles and Mike Elder's sideline, you got 100-something kids, in purple or black or white or whatever they're wearing, right? So.
Well, back when I was in high school, which was back in the 60s, Elyria didn't allow freshmen or even sophomores to dress for the varsity. It was all juniors and seniors, and that was it. And they had 60, 70 kids on the varsity that were just consisted of those two classes. Now they've got all four classes, and they're drawing 35 kids.
Right, yeah. Curious your thoughts just from a Lorain angle. Leonard McCall, I talked about him a little bit there kind of heading into the half. He was dynamite in that first half. I think he's been the best player out on the field right now for Lorain. What have you seen from this Titans team thus far?
Well, the coach mentioned at when we had that round table up at the Chronicle Telegram that he wanted to get the ball in his athletes' hands, and that's exactly what he's done. And it hasn't been any long passes.
No.
When they have tried long passes, they go incomplete. But when he shows that little flare out, they make something out of it. And that's what he's going to do the entire second half, I'm sure. Elyria is barely in the game at this point, 28-9.
Gibby, I know we're just 2 weeks into the season, but any overall thoughts or trends in the first couple of weeks? We saw last night Avon loses big to that great team from Western Pennsylvania. The Shoremen have lost a couple of heartbreakers. It's going to be that was tough to see for them. But just any thoughts or anything that's jumped out to you after 2 weeks?
I would say Matt Kostelnik's wife probably keeps sharp objects out of his hand. Man,
I feel bad. 2
games, one by 2 points and one by 1.
Yep.
My God.
Same thing as last year.
Yeah. Avon was kind of surprised the score, but you knew they were going to have a down year sooner or later. I mean, they had ton after ton of quality kids, and they have a few quality kids this year, but not the number that they normally have. So they're going to be down. Now, will that mean that somebody else is going to take over the Southwest Conference? Maybe not. Who knows?
But I think for the first time in a long time, there are teams that are going to feel like, hey, we have a chance if we play, right? And I think some of the other things that have popped out after a couple weeks, guys. Keystone's 2-0 with Brian Fox. That's a great story.
Yeah.
The Sailors that we saw last night. I know sometimes being where they are and then they go west for their conference, maybe they don't get as much attention. But I think that's a nice football team. And I think the Amherst Comets have opened up some eyes after a couple weeks.
Well, that's a surprise to me because they had a lot of good seniors that graduated, and to have Tome come back out this year with a 2-0 start against some pretty quality teams too. I'm very impressed with that. And Midview off to a 2-0 start. So
well, Midview, a tough one last night. I shouldn't say a tough one. They ended up winning the game. But, I mean, a 2-point win against North Olmsted. That's maybe North Olmsted's much improved. I don't know. But that's a game that you're used to seeing a little more separation between those two. Granted, Midview turned it over 6 times, as Coach Armstrong talked about this morning. But, yeah, that was an interesting one.
Well, and then North Ridgeville and Avon Lake, like you mentioned, that's going to be a good race, I think.
No doubt about it. So we're at halftime. I think about to take a break and then do our Network Land Title Agency second half and let Gebby get back to his wife Sharon so that they can enjoy. So my question, who bought the popcorn? You or Sharon?
I actually did today. Now, normally she would buy it. So
okay. Well, I'm impressed. Do you let her get like butter on it, or is that like an extra surcharge?
Well, actually, we didn't have popcorn. We had 2 hot dogs, I think 2 bags of Fritos, and some water. That was it.
All right.
Well, that's like a Polinsky Nushi lunch that you had.
Well,
you
that's why I paid.
Debbie, always good to talk to you. Thanks for coming up.
Hey, thanks for having me up here. That was good. Thank you.
It's our pleasure. Tim Gebhardt, veteran writer for the Chronicle Telegram and Elyria High graduate, and he has seen a lot of these ones over the years. We'll be back with more of the Lorain County Community College halftime show. We'll have our network land title second half keys to this one right after this timeout.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
Labor Day weekend, Smoke and Steve is firing up the grills at North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco for their barbecue chicken and rib burn-off. Join Convenient on Saturday, September 5th, starting at noon, for mouth-watering ribs, delicious barbecue chicken, and all the smoky flavors you love. Don't forget a couple of ice-cold beverages to go with it. Don't miss the Labor Day weekend fun, Saturday, September 5th at noon. Come hungry, because Smoke and Steve is ready to fire it up at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy with more value, more choices, and less hassle. Right now, lease a 2026 GMC Sierra for just $199 a month, or buy the Buick Envista for just $23,350. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
I'm Mayor Kevin Brubaker, and I'm inviting you to rediscover Elyria. With new places to eat and shop, a revitalized historic downtown, expanded park facilities and programming, our community is once again on the move. Check out our award-winning schools, the new homes, and events and festivals for all ages all year long here in Elyria. Come be a part of the momentum. Visit cityofelyria.org and follow us on Facebook to see how we're building a stronger Elyria together.
And welcome back to the Lorain County Community College halftime show. Ron Polinsky, Rocco Nushi here with you at halftime. Lorain with a 28-9 lead over their rivals from Elyria. We gave it to you in the pregame show. Now it's time once again at halftime for our keys to the game, and they are courtesy of Network Land Title Agency here in Elyria, the best title and escrow services. Rocco Nushi, keys to the second half if you're the Elyria Pioneers.
I would have said this for either team, Rob, and I know it's the easy one, it's the cop-out, but stop with the penalties. Simply put, there's no other way around it. I'll get on my coaching soapbox for a second if I can, having done some time now on the girls' assistant, coaching space. It just has to stop. I mean, if there's one thing I've explained to my girls at Independence, it's I hate bad basketball. I hate bad basketball. I hate undisciplined basketball. So if I'm any of these coaches right now, Elyria or Lorain, but I'll for Elyria, for your sake, it has to stop. You got to tell these guys, no more penalties, no more silly mistakes. Like, mistakes happen, errors happen, that's fine, but it's the extra after the play, 15 yards, all of that has to stop. It's what's going to get this culture at Elyria started. I know I'm looking long-term just for keys to the game now, but that's pretty much it in a nutshell. The penalties have to stop, and then you can kind of build from there. But if you're backing yourself up 15 yards every other snap, you're never going to have success.
Elyria had a lot of penalties early, and Lorain has added a lot of penalties of late. And if you're Lorain, my point is quit complaining about the refereeing.
There you go.
And at some point, just tell your kids to stop doing it. But my key to the game for Lorain, I'm going to say in a second, they've only given up one touchdown to Elyria, and it was not an offensive touchdown. So I think for them, they've got the big lead, number one. Don't do anything stupid. Maintain your poise and your discipline. But secondly, I would say just play good, sound defense and don't give up the big play. If Elyria is going to get back in this football game, it's going to be because there's a big play or two for the Pioneers. So I think if you're Lorain defensively, don't give up the big play. Just tackle the guy in front of you.
There you go.
And don't get caught up in any silliness, and they should be fine.
I agree.
So those are our Network Land title keys to the game, as we are just a few minutes away from the start of this one. Next week, week number 3 of the high school football season. And I know the game on WEOL.com, the Chronicle YouTube page, is kind of a backyard rivalry game. We talked to Jack Armstrong earlier today. It's Midview and EC, and it'll be the last time they play as that series is coming to an end. Midview's 2-0, EC is 1-1, and that one will be this Friday night at Elyria Catholic. Lorain, the Titans, taking on Amherst. And that'll be interesting to see how Lorain does next week if they have to step up, in competition, right?
Yeah,
their level
sure.
of play. They've got to step up to take on the undefeated Amherst Comets. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's Medina, Brunswick?
It's Medina, Brunswick,
Yep,
yes.
Thank you. So that is our Week 3 lineup next Friday night, which is Labor Day weekend.
How about that? Go see our guy Smokin' Steve.
Right. That's a great way to spend your Labor Day Saturday. Smokin' Steve firing up that grill with barbecue chicken and ribs. And the other nice thing about stopping there, you can get anything else you need to get you through a Labor Day weekend. Whatever you need to wash those ribs and chicken down with, they've got it.
Yeah, a little liquid encouragement for the rest of your weekend there.
After today, after this game, there may be some liquid encouragement.
Not you, Zach.
Water.
That's the real adult drink right there.
Zach, what are you, 19? Okay. You're a couple years away from.
He's still innocent, all right? Paws off his spray.
No,
right?
that's what I'm saying. I've been, Zach, have I been anything other than gentle and kind today? For a guy that's been outside since 8 in the morning.
Alcorn had a stranglehold on him in week 1, all right? So we have to.
I don't do the scheduling at WEOL anymore. You can't blame me for that.
Who is that guy that
I
does
don't know.
that? Where is that?
Well, he's at the fair, isn't he?
Yeah. Most importantly, he's not here to defend himself, so that's what we like.
I want to chime in one time, say from the wise words of Tim Alcor, what is said in the car stays in the car.
There we go. There we go. Simple as that.
So, the Pioneer Band performing here in front of the home crowd. And we're just about set for the second half. Why don't we take a quick timeout? We'll be back with the second half kickoff. Elyria Lorain, second half coming up next. Titans lead 28-9.
Labor Day weekend, Smokin' Steve is firing up the grills at North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco for their barbecue chicken and rib burn-off. Join Convenient on Saturday, September 5th, starting at noon for mouth-watering ribs, delicious barbecue chicken, and all the smoky flavors you love. Don't forget a couple of ice-cold beverages to go with it. Don't miss the Labor Day weekend fun, Saturday, September 5th at noon. Come hungry because Smokin' Steve is ready to fire it up at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy with more value, more choices, and less hassle. Right now, lease a 2026 GMC Sierra for just $199 a month, or buy the Buick Envista for just $23,350. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Enjoy bigger buys and bigger discounts during the Labor Day sale at Stewart's TV and Appliance. Save thousands when you bundle eligible name brand appliances. Or get loads of savings on GE Profile washers and dryers while supplies last. Plus, we offer 0% financing and free local delivery. We're rewarding you for all your hard work with great deals during the Labor Day sale at Stewart's TV and Appliance. When you shop Stewart's, it's all about you.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment investment, ensuring peace of mind.
Industries are changing quickly, and this means new high-paying jobs are showing up every day. Employers are ready to hire now. The best part? Lorain County Community College offers free fast-track programs designed to get you working in 16 weeks or less. You will learn the skills, get hired, and finally find a job you love. In healthcare, advanced manufacturing, trades, business, information technology. Don't wait. Enroll today.
Now's the time to start planning your 2027 golf outing at Mallard Creek Golf Club. With 36 beautifully maintained holes, 4 pavilions, stock pro shop, and an expansive driving range, Mallard Creek is the perfect venue for groups of any size. From start to finish, their friendly staff will walk you through every step. And they're a trusted home for charity fundraisers and community events. Dates can book up fast, so call David Venezuela at 440-748-8231 or visit themallardcreek.com to reserve your 2027 outing today.
So just a couple minutes left in the Lorain County Community College halftime show. Your year, your classes, your future. Enroll today at LCCC. Again, this series began in 1894. It's the 112th meeting. Lorain currently leads 60 wins, 47 losses, 4 ties. They have won 3 straight in 6 of the last 8 matchups. The last Elyria High win was in 2022, and Lorain, or I should say Elyria, won it 26-0. So the Pioneers will get the Eco Tree Services kickoff to begin the second half, as referees having an extended conversation at midfield with Parker Osborne, who is the captain for Elyria, and for the Lorain Titans, that is Jayan Kuznar, who is out there representing. And the Pioneers will get the second half kickoff as we are set to begin the second half.
Now, Rob, I love what they did at the end of that little exchange, Parker and Jayan. That was shake hands and just have a little class and exchange pleasantries between one another. And I, for one, I don't know about you guys, I, for one, would like to see a little bit more of that throughout this second half. We don't have to coddle guys to the ground when we tackle them by any stretch of the imagination, but I think we are capable of tackling someone without, gesturing 15 different hand motions toward them afterwards. That's just me. I don't know.
No, we've seen a lot of things in the first half that we hope we don't see in the second half. We've kind of made that point several times, so let's hopefully that they get that message at halftime. But ultimately, it comes down to the players, and it comes down to how they're coached.
It absolutely does.
So we'll see what happens.
Issue 4 on November 3rd supports day-to-day operating services.
So Elyria set to receive the kick. Again, for the Elyria Pioneers, if you're just joining us, they've got the home black uniforms, black jerseys, black pants with red numerals, the black helmets with the red E on the side. The Lorain Titans, they've got the road white jerseys, they've got blue pants, and they've got the gray helmets with the blue numerals. Jeremy Leyva, in his first year, looking for his first win as head coach of the Lorain Titans. Matt Wilson, beginning his third year, still looking for his first win as the Elyria High coach, but Coach Leyva so far has had the better of it. His team's up 28-9. They lost last week to Maple Heights, 48-28. Next week, Lorain is at Amherst. The Titans, their home opener won't be till week 4.
Wow.
And we're there for Euclid. And they only have 4 home games this year.
Yeah.
So an unbalanced schedule for the Titans. For Elyria, last week they lost at Mayfield. Next week they're going to Barberton. And then they will begin SWC play. And, of course, the Pioneers were hoping to end this losing streak at some point in their non-conference schedule. But if it doesn't happen today, and let's face it, they need a big comeback if it's going to, then they need to bounce back next Friday.
A lot of work to do, obviously, like you said, Rob, today, and then the rest of the week. A quick point for Lorain. You mentioned Coach Leyva. Very much enjoyed my couple of conversations I had with him in the offseason. I got him once right when he was hired as the head coach, and again at media day I caught up with him, and you could just tell the passion he has for his Lorain community.
Yes.
Wanting to get this football program to where he believes it should be and can get to. And it's going to take time, right? I mean, they're up now, but even when you look at their performance today, there's certainly things they can improve upon, a lot of things they can improve upon. But I just very much loved hearing that passion from him, just the pride that he's taking this head coaching job with at Lorain, and just very impressed with him.
Some guys take coaching jobs to supplement their income or to be a coach. He loves the job he has.
Yeah.
He loves being Lorain High's varsity football coach. And the EcoTree Services kick is taken at the 30-yard line. Martin will get across the 40. He's to midfield. He's in the Lorain territory. Martin still on his feet at the 43-yard line, spinning out of a tackle, stays on his feet. He's at the 40, all the way down to the 38-yard line. What an effort by Jairus Martin on that EcoTree Services kickoff. Your trusted tree care source, EcoTree Services.
Boy, he was bouncing off a couple of Titans, and he bounced off of one of his own Pioneers as well. That maybe helped keep him afloat right there. Nice, strong return to open up this second half, and let's see if Elyria can build off that a little.
And James Allen, senior defensive end, he lost his hat on that play. So the Pioneers, for the second time today, have a long kickoff return by Jairus Martin. The first time, he ran it all the way back to the Titan 29-yard line. They had to settle for a 46-yard field goal. This one not quite that far. Rocco, he gets to the Titan 38, but still, for Elyria, if they're going to get back into this football game, you kind of get the feeling they've got to take advantage of that kick return.
Feels like you got to get some points here.
Deron Johnson standing next to Zach Fury. He's going to go from his left hip to his right. And he'll take it. And Fury rolling to his left, and he's going to throw it, lob it, and it is going to be knocked away and incomplete. 2nd and 10. Trying to get the ball to his tight end, Wyatt Meldrum. I don't know, that play looked like a busted play to me.
It did. It was a good, I mean, he got a lot of guys to bite on that fake, did the Pioneer quarterback Fury, but yeah, you're right. Kind of an awkward rollout against, his throwing arm, and then the throw itself kind of hung up there for a while. I tell you what, I thought Jordan Finley, number 7 for Lorain, and another Titan out there actually both maybe had a chance to get that, but I think fortunately for Fury, that one just falls harmlessly incomplete.
Second and 10. Handoff to Johnson. Johnson over the right side. He'll get to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 4. It's going to be about 3rd and 6.
Well, we've heard Lavelle Morris's name a lot. Shame on me. I could have done more research on this. His older brother might be Javel Morris, also at Lorain. Heck of a basketball player we saw on the floor for the Titans this past season for their head coach, Matt Killian.
It'll be 3rd and about 6. And the turn and a handoff to Jairus Martin. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and brought down. It'll be 4th and 6. Nice job there for the Titans. And that's Lavelle Morris Jr. He just spoke about the freshman safety who was there on the stop. How about that? A freshman safety starting for Lorain.
Well, he doesn't look like a freshman the way he's been moving out there and kind of the intensity that he's been playing with. You're asking a lot for your safeties at any level of football, right? You're the back line. Everything's in front of you. You have to communicate and see things well, and he's doing a great job today.
4th and 7 from the Titan 36. They need to get to the 28 for a first down. Fury throwing, caught at the 31, but slipping shy of the first down. That'll be a change of possession as they got it to Aaron Ensign. He made the catch, the slot receiver, 2nd catch of the year, but they turn it over on downs, and the Titans will take over 1st and 10. Nice job defensively by Lorain. After that long kickoff return, let's face it, there's been 2 really long kickoff returns for Elyria today, and at the end of the day, it's netted them 3 points.
Yeah, and that's a route there. I think if you're Elyria, if you're Zach Fury, you see that route happening, but there's not enough separation, I don't think, between the receiver and the defensive back to make that throw, knowing that he needs additional yardage after that. I don't know. I think you just got to look further downfield, but it's a young team. It's one of those inexperienced mistakes, and sophomore quarterback will learn from that.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Lorain from their own 33. 10-10 to go into third quarter. Lorain leading 28-9. R.J. Williams plays linebacker, comes up now as a defensive end. And they're going to turn and hand off, and they're running to the far side trying to get around Williams, but he can't, is the running back, Javon Jackson. So Javon Jackson brought down by R.J. Williams, short gain.
Yeah, good pursuit there by R.J. Williams, and Aaron Ensign also flying down to help slow the path of Jackson there.
Clyde Anderson, 5'8", 146, and a junior. He's a defensive back. He comes into the Pioneer lineup.
Boy, haven't seen him in there today, I don't think. Ensign was the one checking out.
Yeah, as Anderson runs in there to play cornerback, number 12 for the Pioneers.
Ensign seems okay, though. Maybe just a breather for him over here.
It is a warm day. 2nd down and 9. McCall firing. It is dropped in the flat as it was intended for the receiver, Aiden Chabowski. 5'11", 155 at a senior, and he could not come up with it.
You could tell, Rob, he was starting to look up a little bit before he saw that one all the way in. Kind of gator-armed it a little bit, could just not quite secure it. He had some room to run, too. Tough break there. Good ball by McCall.
They're down and 9. Great job by our crew today, thanks to our cameraman extraordinaire, Gary Pelder, Zach Sprague, who is in his, I believe this is your directorial debut.
Yeah, first time I've given him full laptop reins. I haven't even had to keep the training wheels on.
No, Rocco Nushi's happy because, you had your hands full last night. Number one, you had to work with Jans. We all know what that's like.
That's a dance
and
of itself.
then you had to do color and do the laptop and occasionally play-by-play.
Well, I appreciate that. Again, I know our folks don't care about the trials and tribulations of me. Well, thank you, Rob. Thank you. Yes, I did have to do play-by-play as Ron was scouring the Avon press box. Who's 21 for Avon? Who's 21 for Avon?
I thought you were scouring for brownies.
Oh, that was later. But
okay.
Yeah.
So 3rd and about 15. 9:09 to go in the third quarter. And back to throw is McCall. He'll step up. He fires downfield, and it is going to be intercepted at the 45-yard line. Back to midfield. Pioneers on the return at the 45. Penalty flags. It'll be Pioneer footballs. These flags are on the return. Jesus Vasquez, a free safety, 5'11", 165 at a junior, with the interception, and that is the first turnover today for Lorain. So I'm sure, I shouldn't say I'm sure, but I'm pretty sure that this will be on the return. It'll be Pioneer football. They won't have as good of field position as they would have. And you see that a lot on change of possession, Rocco.
Yeah.
It happens. What I'm glad to see, a little over 3 minutes into the third quarter, is we've had none of the penalties we were talking about in the first half. So I kind of think that was a major point of emphasis by both coaches in the locker room.
You would like to think so, certainly. Yeah, good point by Pelt. Yeah, maybe the officials maybe had some encouragement on that front too.
So let's see where they mark it. From a hand gesture, I think I saw where it is. Penalties are nullified. We'll wait and see here. Personal foul, Elyria.
Go.
Now the obligatory, that's declined. Personal foul, Elyria. Oh, 2 personal fouls on the Pioneers, so that'll send them back 15 yards.
You want the first or second there, Coach?
We're going to move them back 15.
Glad Jesus Vasquez is all right. He came limping off quickly, but they were just stretching him out for some cramping. Shocked we haven't really seen more of that. Not that this game needs any more delays, so let me just stop. But I know. I'm sorry, Pelt. I'm sorry.
Well, no, and as you guys know, normally they start to accumulate in the second half of these hot days. But we'll see.
How about the Pioneer cheerleaders down here? They got the pool floaties out here for the beach theme day. Now that, I think, is where the 4 of us need to take our talents to. Forget the top of the bleachers here. We got to be poolside on a day like today.
That would work.
Does the Sprague family mansion have us set up for some aquatic fun? Oh, you do have Sprague, this is information that you can't be keeping from us like that.
You got a slip and slide or one of those? No, you don't have one of those?
We'll make one. Rob, you'll be the test dummy on that. If all the joints are intact, we know it's good. Polinsky goes down well.
I don't think anybody after the age of about 12 attempts a slip and slide. Maybe I'm wrong.
Not with that attitude.
So First and 10 Pioneers after the penalty from their own 48-yard line. 8:52 to go in the third quarter. They trail 28-9. This is the score we've had since halftime. As Zach Fury and the Pioneer offense is back. Martin comes in motion, and he gets it on a jet sweep. He fumbles the football. I think Osborne tried to get it, but he was out-wrestled, and they couldn't come up with it. And for the Lorain Titans, falling on that football is going to be number 54, Sincere Barnwell. Sincere Barnwell comes up with it, 5'9", 245, and a junior.
Well, Rob, I think Elyria may just have to put the motion to bed for today, because if it's not a penalty, apparently now it's a fumble that's going to happen when you try to send guys in motion and hit them on the jet sweep. And those are effective plays. Those are effective tactics, as we've seen from the high school level on up to the college ranks. But you can't hold on to the football. It's a moot point, and boy, that's a costly one for the Pioneers. Oy.
First and 10 is Leonard McCall and the Lorain offense back to the line of scrimmage at the Pioneer 42. McCall back to throw, has time, going for the jugular, and he throws it downfield, and it's incomplete as he overthrows his intended receiver out there. He tried to get it to Amari Neal, 6'1", a 180, and a sophomore wide receiver.
Well, Gebby mentioned it at the half. That's not really where Lorain's had success today, Rob, on those deep balls. They've taken a couple of shots downfield, but they really haven't connected. It's really been more the underneath stuff, the bubble screens, the RPOs. That's where Lorain's really, had their success today, and I think they'd be wise to kind of stick to that.
It's their single-digit guys that have played well, right?
Yeah.
To oversimplify, McCall, number 5, Kuznar, 0, Chapman, number 1, Morales number 2,
yeah.
Moore, number 4. LeBoy, number 9. Those single-digit guys have done it for Lorain today.
Klobowski, you mentioned.
Yeah,
too.
there's a pitch to Jackson, and he's going to get inside the 30, and he is knocked out of bounds at the 27. And Elijah Groves brought him down, but Javon Jackson, and Jackson is hurt over there on the Elyria sideline.
Yeah, he's really... Good on Elyria head coach Matt Wilson, kind of backing up the rest of his sideline there, making sure Jackson has enough room to be properly tended to.
Yeah, Tracy Mengus, a longtime Lorain High trainer, will come over as Jackson is in some pain. I'll tell you what, this may take a little bit of time, so let's take a break here. We've got 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. And our score right now, it is Lorain 28, Elyria 9. We're back after this injury timeout.
Industries are changing quickly, and this means new high-paying jobs are showing up every day. Employers are ready to hire now. The best part? Lorain County Community College offers free fast-track programs designed to get you working in 16 weeks or less. You will learn the skills, get hired, and finally find a job you love. In healthcare, advanced manufacturing, trades, business, information technology. Don't wait. Enroll today.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we offer great service and a great selection of vehicles. And right now, get 0% financing for 36 months on all new Ford vehicles in stock. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me, when your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Oh, great sign. Javon Jackson is up, and he is walking off the field. And he'll walk from the Elyria sideline over to the Lorain sideline. Great to see that he's up and walking. Has his helmet off, but he is walking over there. Looks like he's having an issue with his right arm or elbow, and he took a big-time shot over there on the sidelines.
He was wiggling in some decent pain initially, so you certainly hope for the best. Obviously, great when you're able to walk off under your own power, regardless of whether that's upper body, lower body. It's a great sign to begin with, but I'll quit playing doctor right there. Hope he's okay.
Yep. And let's see. He is. I think he might be headed.
Take a seat.
Yeah, he's going to take a seat on the bench and just take a breather. And Tracy Menges will go over there and make sure that the young man is okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need a mental breather, too, after a hit like that where you felt something you maybe didn't love. You just need a breath to just catch yourself. So, yeah, hopefully he's A-okay.
Yep. So 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. It'll be a 1st and 10 at the Pioneer 28-yard line as Lorain trying to add to a 28-9 lead. Both of these teams looking for their first win in 2026. And next week, Lorain, their road show continues. First 3 games all on the road, although they've had pretty close trips. You know, Elyria, next week maybe even closer. They go to Amherst.
Yeah, right.
So Elyria will head to Barberton, take on the Magic. I don't know what kind of a football game it'll be, but I'll tell you what, in the 70s or early 80s, that would have been a great basketball game, Elyria and Barberton. Back to throw is McCall. McCall steps up on 1st and 10, fires, and it's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And making the catch, Tyree Morales. Again, he has had a huge day. And what a nice throw that time, Rocco, as McCall slipped that in between a couple of Pioneer defenders.
Yeah, I mean, again, McCall has just been money today for this Lorain Titan offense. Not perfect. He's missed a couple of throws, certainly. But by and large, when they've needed a big play out of him, he's found a way to deliver. Beautiful throw there.
1st and goal from the 10. And McCall and the offense is set once again. You look over to Coach Leyva.
See if Lorain goes right side here. They got a numbers advantage on this side of the field.
And they're going to throw over the middle, and that's going to be intercepted. R.J. Williams. Williams with an opportunity to bring this back. Williams at the 30. Williams at the 40. Williams still on his feet across midfield, and he gets knocked out of bounds by Jazion Moore. And R.J. Williams gives the Elyria Pioneers their 2nd turnover of the 3rd quarter, and that keeps them in this football game for now. And McCall took a shot as he turned into defender, and he's down at the 45.
Boy, that's one of the few bad mistakes we've seen McCall make today.
And he's just cramped up over there. So now we're going to have Elyria with the ball. At midfield is where they mark it. And the Pioneers, for the 3rd time this 3rd quarter, they have great field position. To this point, they have no points to show for it in the 2nd half, but they still trail 28-9, 7:39 to go in the 3rd.
I mean, they've barely moved the football off of these great starting field positions,
Correct.
right? So, I mean, you gotta get it started sooner than later. I mean, I know this game's been dragging on. You still got 7.5 left to play here in the 3rd. My goodness, but. Yeah, eventually you got to get something going offensively if you hope to win this one if you're Elyria.
Yes, for sure. You can't keep giving up these opportunities and not, getting some points out of it. And let's not forget, their touchdown today was not an offensive score. It was on a fumbled muff punt that they picked up at the 18-yard line and ran it in for 18 yards. And their field goal wasn't because of their offense.
That's exactly right.
They had the kickoff return come to the 29.
Yep.
They had a big penalty. Drive went nowhere, and they kicked a 46-yard field goal. Those are their 9 points today.
Not the longest field goal in Pioneer football history, by the way, as Gebby informed us. Yeah.
Is he a beauty or what?
Boy, how about that? 32?
That's what he said.
He said that was.
Now, okay, here's my point.
Oh, boy.
Do you think he really knows? And do you think he's my point?
I think
when,
so.
When you say 1932 and you say Joel Schlabotnik kicked this long field goal, who's going to know? Who's going to call him out?
Tim Gebhardt is a man of pride and integrity. Okay.
So you're not questioning him?
No, I'm gonna buy what he's selling.
All right.
That could come back to bite me, and I'm sure it will.
1st and 10 from midfield. Handoff, Johnson. And he is going to be brought down. Nice open field tackle out there. Daniel Jackson, the linebacker, 5'9", 180, and a senior. He wouldn't let Jaron Johnson get around him. And for Lorain, it's a good thing he didn't because I think Johnson had some running room.
It's the kind of effort it takes to bring down a ball carrier sometimes. Even if you can't get a nice, big, clean hit like every kid loves to on defense, sometimes it's just wrap them up and hold on for dear life, and that's enough to get the job done there. Nice work.
Jairus Martin will replace Jaron Johnson in the backfield. Pioneers have it 2nd and 9 from the Titan 49-yard line. We go under 7 minutes to play in the 3rd. Titans still out in front, 28-9. Zach Fury will hand it off, and Martin with some running room over that right side gets down to the 43. It's a gain of 6, and it'll be 3rd and 3.
Well, and look at that. You get a man in motion, you get the extra lead blocker, and when you can get that man in motion properly and not have a false start penalty or a fumble or whatever other, play you might have, good things can happen. Jarvis Martin is running hard. You're getting decent blocking at times from this front. It's just cutting down the mistakes, and right now Elyria, they're doing that a little bit on this drive, and you got to keep it up, though.
Ashton Lanky Caffey was that tight end who was in motion that Rocco's referring to that made that nice lead block and helped that play happen. And now Martin and Johnson are alternating on plays. It's 3rd and 3 with Johnson in the backfield. Again, Caffey comes in motion. Again, they hand it off, and Johnson gets a first down right up the gut. He gets stood up by several Titans, and it will be first down for Elyria High.
This is keeping the Lorain Titan defense out there. You're giving your own defense a breather, right, if you're Elyria, so all positive on that front. But we've been here before if you're the Pioneers, right? They've gotten it into Lorain territory. They've gotten it deep into Titan territory. But to your point earlier, Rob, they just haven't come away with points often enough. You got to have some here.
Mari Neal, the safety, was the first of several Titans there defensively. See if Fury tries to get the ball to maybe an R.J. Williams or another receiver here. And Aaron Ensign. Go back to throw. They're going to fire. It is caught by Williams. Williams at the 35. He slips at the 34. And he is brought down by Daniel Jackson. So Jackson stops Williams. But that's a positive gain of 4. It's 2nd and 6.
Mike Rush, one of our guys who did some football coaching at Rocky River once upon a time, he's on Paul Apple's girls basketball staff at Avon Lake now. He told me one of the biggest things with high school football, stay on schedule with your drives, right? Positive plays, no holds, no 2nd and 13s or anything like that. Stay on schedule. Good things can happen. That's what Elyria is doing well this drive.
It sounds simple, but it's so hard to do. They're going to throw downfield. They have a man. It is tipped away at the very end. Great defensive play for the Lorain Titans out there, negating what would have been a big play and possibly a touchdown. And is that Leonard McCall?
It's 3. It's William Jones, I believe, on the
William
back
Jones.
end
Thank
there,
you.
yeah.
I thought it was number 5 for a minute, but you're right. It's not.
You said it, though. It's all the single-digit guys, right? They're the ones making the plays right now for the Titans. That's a slightly better ball is maybe a touchdown, but it's underthrown just enough for Jones to get there. It's a heck of a play by that young man.
It is. 3rd down and 6 for Elyria High. And a handoff to Martin. Martin over the right side.
Nice
Martin's
cut.
going to get a first down. Great cut, as Rocco mentioned. He's at the 20. He's at the Stewart Appliance red zone, inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. And we get a penalty flag as, well, I don't really understand this because the young man just got up. He's got to be able to stand up.
It's Drew Courier, I think, that they're going to get with something. I don't know if it's in the personal foul variety or what. I think it's Courier they're going to get, and it is a personal foul. Self-inflicted wounds. I mean, they just cannot get out of their own way, Rob. Cannot get out of their own way.
And so they will mark this off 15 yards. It'll come back.
It's just
Rocco, to follow up on that point that Mike Rush was making. There was a former coach at Avon Lake. His name was Dave DeLugas. He was a longtime head coach of the Shoremen before, Coach Kostelnik.
Yeah.
And he had a way of saying it, and he said you have to avoid the FIPS. And what he meant was FIP, fumbles, interceptions, and penalties. And he always thought high school football games, more often than not, were decided by who had more FIPS.
Yeah.
Team A or Team B. And I know that's a simplistic way of saying it, but
no.
Coach mentioned that so many years ago, and I've always remembered that. FIPS, the fumbles, interceptions, and penalties, that's what you want to avoid.
Well, I'll tell you who else embodies that is Larry Laird at Medina. Every time I've done a pregame interview with him, same thing. He's a FIPS guy. It's what he talks about.
Well, he was at Avon Lake with Coach DeLugas.
Well, there you go.
There's a flip out of bounds as Fury was running out of trouble.
Down Titan now, too.
As I think the heat is starting to take an effect on some of these players. Rocco, is we're getting, you mentioned we've got a Titan that's down. I can't see his number from here. I don't want to guess.
Well, he's flat on the back, so it's stretching him out.
Okay,
so
now I've got it. And again, when they stretch them out like that, it looks like it's cramps and nothing any more serious than that. That's Daniel Robinson, defensive lineman, 6 foot 235 and a junior.
It's always the weird thing with seeing cramping injuries, Rob. It's because it's lower body, right? And they're usually in some significant pain, and they're smacking the turf or the grass. And
yes,
normally when you see all that body language, lower body, and they're in pain and they're smacking stuff, it's like, oh my gosh, you start to assume kind of the worst, as we've seen with so many lower body injuries. But with cramping, it's like it's kind of annoying for 30 seconds, a minute. You get stretched out, and you're kind of right back to it afterwards. So
well, or also to your point. Sometimes when you see that, the writhing in pain, and that refers to a couple words you've mentioned earlier in the broadcast. FIFA and World Cup come to mind when they see a player that's writhing in pain and then miraculously is able to get up and continue.
It all comes full circle on the broadcast.
Right,
oh, my gosh. Yeah, great healing powers the soccer stars of the world have.
Fourth and 22. The ball is at the Elyria 49. They need to get all the way down to the 28-yard line of Lorain, and because of that personal foul, they are going to have to punt. Think about it. They would have had a first down in the Stewart's TV and Appliance red zone. Instead, they have to punt because of one penalty.
Yeah.
It totally changes that drive. Williams punts, gets it off, kicks it away from the Lorain deep man, and that is going to roll inside the 10 all the way down to about the 5, maybe the 4-yard line. As I look, I don't see any penalties. So that is going to die at about the 3. The Titans will take over there, 1st and 10.
Well, and Rob, I'll tell you this much, too. I mean, it's selfish when you have penalties like that, right? When you go out and commit a personal foul, great. You showed up somebody from the other team. Fantastic. What'd you also do in the process? You killed your team's drive. You cost them points in all likelihood. Now you're getting yelled at by your coaches, and your teammates are upset with you, right? I mean, it's just a selfish play for, 10 seconds of personal pride? It's just...
Sometimes I think it's a smart thing to do. If you put the film on, let them watch it, and then just have the coaches walk out of the room for 5 or 10 minutes.
I mean, there's nothing that needs to be said
Let
there.
the guys argue it out amongst themselves, call each other out. So it's 1st and 10 for Lorain from their own 3-yard line. They lead 28-9. We have 4:08 to go in the 3rd quarter. And McCall, from his own end zone, fires downfield, has a man, and it's caught. And this could be a 97-yard touchdown. On the receiving end is Tyler Chapman, and he goes 97 for a Lorain TD. I look for a flag. I don't see one. And Lorain with a 97-yard touchdown pass leads it 34-9. And in the 112 years of this rivalry, Tim Gebhardt would know better than me, but I would have to think that's got to be the longest pass play in this rivalry.
Yeah, where's Gebby? He's probably looking up here somewhere to let us know the historic. Okay, he's right down here to our left. You know what? Maybe during this timeout, I'll go down there and pop over and ask him. But you very well may be right, Rob. And that was, effortless. As soon as he got that football, he was gone. There was nobody catching the Clearview transfer. What a catch and run. What a ball.
That touchdown brought to you by Mike Bass Ford. You get a great deal and a great deal more at Mike Bass Ford. How about a one-play, 97-yard touchdown? McCall with a beautiful throw as he got it to Chapman in stride, and he was easily going to go the rest of the way. He probably threw that, about 40 yards in the air?
Yeah.
A 97-yard pitch and catch, and Lorain is up 34-9.
Well, and you figured they may hit on one of those deep shots eventually, right? They had taken a couple, hadn't really worked out thus far, but plenty of separation there for Chapman. Again, a good ball by McCall, who has been just so good today, minus that interception he threw the previous drive. But
Titans are too short trying to get to
that's no good.
11 guys. Well, when you're at your own 3, you don't think of the extra point team that's going to have to come out. They get a man to come out late.
It still looks like they're down a guy.
I said they were too short. I think they are still down 1. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. I do know this, Rocco. You're not allowed to play with more than 11, but you're allowed to play with
They'll
less.
let you do that. Yeah, they'll let you do that.
The extra point is good by Tinsley. We've got a timeout on the field. 3:54 to go in the third. It's all Lorain now. The Titans 35, the Pioneers 9. We're back after this.
Now's the time to start planning your 2027 golf outing at Mallard Creek Golf Club. With 36 beautifully maintained holes, 4 pavilions, stock pro shop, and an expansive driving range, Mallard Creek is the perfect venue for groups of any size. From start to finish, their friendly staff will walk you through every step. And they're a trusted home for charity fundraisers and community events. Dates can book up fast, so call David Venezuela at 440-748-8231 or visit themallardcreek.com to reserve your 2027 outing today.
Welcome back. It's time for another EcoTree Services Kickoff, your trusted tree care company, our friends at EcoTree Services. You just heard that commercial from Mallard Creek Golf Club. Stay tuned. When we're done with this one, we'll have a very short and quick post-game show on WEOL.com, and that's going to be brought to you by Mallard Creek Golf Club. Book your tee time today at the Duck. And here with the trivia answer of the day is our very own Rocco Nucci.
Well, I got a stern, could be, not sure. Could be.
Hey, that's an honest Gebby.
It was. To your point, he could have said whatever, and I probably would have believed it.
But I'll tell you what, they couldn't be many longer than 97. Kick is going to be taken, and bringing that is Martin across the 30 out to the 34-yard line. And Elyria will start this drive, first and 10 at their own 34.
Boy, Tabo McCray for Elyria, he laid the thunder on one of those Titans gunners right there. My goodness, what a hit. But
well, special teams is when you can, right?
Yeah, right.
You can.
Guys flying at each other.
Oh,
You can let out a little frustration on special teams. That was a good, clean hit, too. That wasn't dirty. That was,
right.
That was a quality, clean hit. I like that. Yeah, I can't believe Gebby on that. I thought for sure he would have had some name, year, opponent, whatever to throw at me, but nope.
Well, you mentioned it earlier. He's an honest guy. So.
He is. Integrity. That's what we like.
First and 10 from the 34. Chris Sweeney, by the way, covering this today for the Chronicle Telegram. You can see his article in tomorrow's edition online. Handoff, Jarius Martin over the right side, gets across the 40. He's to the 45, to the 47, a first down run as he's going to get 13 yards.
Tell you what, he's been impressive today, Rob. The way he's run and his ability to hit the hole and hit it hard and really just get that motor going downfield. He's been running hard. I appreciate that from him.
And the young man that got up a little slow, Deanie Price, the linebacker, he's coming off the field. We have called his name a lot. Deanie Price has played a nice game today for Lorain High, 5'6", 210, and a junior. I like what I've seen out of that linebacker today.
That whole Titan defense has done a nice job of bending at times, but never breaking.
Got a timeout on the field for Lorain. We can just keep it here with 3:14 to go in the third quarter. Again, thanks to I know it's not the easiest conditions to work outside on a hot day, but thanks to Gary Pelder for his work on the camera. Zach Sprague doing a great job on his directorial debut on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page. And Rocco, thanks to you. I haven't really had a chance to talk about it, but in the second year, you and Jared really kind of putting this thing together, and mostly that's on you. You know, the videos, this looks great. It keeps getting better and better. The spots look good. You know, people are watching this on their television. It looks like any other television broadcast, except, you know, and I think someday we'll get there. But I was going to say, albeit we don't have the replays yet. But, you know, we're adding the second stream this year with the Medina County. You know, it was almost weird for me last night, as strange as this sounds. It almost felt weird for me last night having an audio-only broadcast, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of camera work involved with our video games. No, it's great. I mean, we made a couple of equipment upgrades and acquisitions over the summer that we've put into play, so hopefully our viewers were using the new laptop and the new audio mixer today, so hopefully people can appreciate an uptick in image quality, right? And
well, I think the numbers speak for themselves, what you and Jared have done. When last week you tell me over 1,900 people saw the wrap-up show.
Yeah.
Over 20,000 people at one point saw the Avon and St. Ignatius game.
Yeah,
and
about 12,000 from last night.
Yeah, you can go back and archive it. Really, over 12,000 last night. And I got to think with social media, I'm sure some of those people were from Pine Ridgeland.
Well, I know Ron sent their coach the link in case he wanted to share it with any of his, parents, players' parents, and families, friends, that whole thing.
You know, give you a quick social media story where, again, the older guy in me, it takes me a little bit of time to get used to these things, and you try. But speaking of Mallard Creek, last week I'm rangering there, and they get a dog, no collar, just runs out onto the golf course, right? So after this play, I'll give you kind of, I think, is a cool story. So it's 2nd and 5 from the 49. Zach Fury in the offense. Fury back to throw. Fury's going to step up. He's going to fire it. It's going to be caught and then dropped. So I don't know if that's a catch and a fumble, or is that going to be an incomplete pass?
I think that should be a catch and a fumble, should it not? They all.
Oh, their penalty flag is being called off.
Yeah, I think the official just threw the wrong.
So Zayden Fenderson came up with it. Right, he meant to throw the beanie bag down for a fumble. And so Fenderson comes up with it. But anyway, the stray dog comes running out on the golf course, which is out in the middle of the country, right? Yeah. So no collar. What are you gonna do? And I'm thinking, well, they're gonna have to call the ape. What are you gonna do? Well, the girls out there, they all on their social media put pictures and lost dog, Mallard Creek, and they have a gazillion followers, obviously, right? Yeah. They all put it out there. Within an hour, the owner comes into the parking lot and gets the dog was so excited to see the owner. Yeah. And she lived on a country road like 5 miles away.
Really? Wow.
And if it wasn't for social media, they wouldn't have found her.
Right.
So the handoff, we've got a penalty flag as Martin comes up and is brought down at the 41-yard line. But right now, I have no idea what kind of a following they have, but I'm just saying a half a dozen girls, put out there that were working that day at Mallard with pictures of the dog and everything. And then, of course, all their friends shared it with their friends. And within an hour, the owner comes riding up and to say, hey, thanks for taking care of my dog.
That's incredible. I'll tell you what, there's so many things I dislike about social media in today's day and age, and the reasons for that are obvious, and we all know why.
But I think you got to remember those positive things.
That's exactly right. You see stuff like that, and I see it, on my own Facebook, and I live in Fairview, our community page. There's always good things like that. Hey, we lost a dog, lost a cat, whatever, and the owner finds it. No, that's the kind of stuff I envision it being used for. Unfortunately, there's the individuals who kind of take it the other way. So
2nd and 14 from the 41-yard line. 1:10 to go in the third quarter. Pioneers trailing 35-9. Throw over the middle, has a man, and it's going to be caught. Close to a first down, and I believe he'll have the first down. And for the Pioneers on the receiving end of that one is Aaron Ensign. 5'8", 135, and a senior.
Yeah, nice read by Fury there, just picking apart that zone defense. The linebackers dropped underneath, and he had a seam between the safety and the corner there on the right side, and a beautiful ball right in that seam for a big first down.
There's a seam here and a seam there, and you run up the middle.
Yeah.
It's the old Vince Lombardi NFL films if you watch him diagram that play. So when you say seam, that's what Pelt and I think of. On first down, handoff, Jairus Martin going through the middle of that defense, couldn't get much as he was brought down. Lavelle Morris Jr. was the first Titan there, and he had some help from his friends. Clock winding down. This could be the final play of the third quarter. 2nd and 6. We approach 20 seconds to play in the third quarter. Titans leading it 35-9. As the Pioneers try to get on the board as they're in the Stewart TV and Appliance red zone. Stewart TV and Appliance on Cleveland Street here in Elyria. Handoff, Martin, 15, to the outside. He's to the 10, he's to the 5, and he is going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Jairus Martin. Touchdown, Elyria, on the final play of the third quarter. So Martin gets the touchdown run of 18 yards, and we'll have the extra point, and then it'll be fourth quarter time.
Boy, right side of that offensive line deserves a lot of credit, not just for that play, but really this whole game. I think they found more success on the right side as opposed to the left, and boy, that's just really strong running by Jairus Martin. He's run hard all afternoon, and on a hot day like today, that's tough to kind of keep the legs and everything going throughout the course of a contest, but he seems to be getting better as the game goes. What a run.
Jairus Martin with his first rushing touchdown of the season. And Lex Bruner, who kicked a 46-yard field goal earlier, on to attempt the PAT. High snap, they get it down. Bruner's kick is up, and his kick is good. We have played 3 quarters of football from Ely Stadium. Your score, Lorain 38, Elyria 16. Back with the fourth quarter after this timeout.
Enjoy bigger buys and bigger discounts during the Labor Day sale at Stewart's TV and Appliance. Save thousands when you bundle eligible name brand appliances. Or get loads of savings on GE Profile washers and dryers while supplies last. Plus, we offer 0% financing and free local delivery. We're rewarding you for all your hard work with great deals during the Labor Day sale at Stewart's TV and Appliance. When you shop Stewart's, it's all about you.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy with more value, more choices, and less hassle. Right now, lease a 2026 GMC Sierra for just $199 a month, or buy the Buick Envista for just $23,350. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Time for an EcoTree Services kickoff, and you just had the Mike Bass Ford touchdown by Jairus Martin. And by now you know that all kickoffs on WEOL.com are courtesy of EcoTree Services, your trusted tree care company. Don't forget, after the ball game, it's the Mallard Creek Golf Course postgame show.
That'd be a mobile postgame show. We just kind of.
It would be nice, right? We could do it from out there on the pavilion. They have the lunch catered for us. That'd be cool.
Figure this
or
out.
maybe put you out there on the driving range or on the putting green.
Sprague, you
come on out, Rocco. Are you a golf guy?
Oh gosh, you don't want to see me swing a club. I can tell you.
Well, when you said you wanted to go out, I thought, well, maybe.
Well, I was thinking more mobile, as in like we could start driving home while we do the post-game show. So if Sprague grabs one end of the table, I the other, you know what I mean?
I thought you meant
I see where you were
going
going
out there. You know, we've been here today for the Nick Abraham Saturday Morning Sports Wrap-Up. I thought that's where you were going.
Be great entertainment watching me swing a club around for a couple of minutes. So
Bruner with the squib kick, and it is going to be taken at the 30-yard line, up to the 35, to the 39-yard line, and on that return is Tyler Chapman. He has had a big game, and that's the first play of the fourth quarter. You know, it's funny, I mentioned that I've been rangering out there for them for, I don't know, half a dozen years or so, and really enjoying it, but people just assume that I'm a golfer, and I'm not. You know, but it's still, it is fun, it's cool, and I've enjoyed it, and thanks to Jonathan Palmer for allowing me to do that, and appreciate what he and Neil McGrew and everybody at Mallard does for us here at WEOL.com. They've supported us for years, and they've continued with our new venture the last couple of years, so we appreciate that very much. And it is fun, but yeah, I'm out there and I don't golf.
There you go. There you go. See, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I had a bad experience when I was younger. My dad tried to take me once. My uncles used to own a course, miles away. Yeah, down
I'm like a par 3 guy, right? Or I could be scramble guy, and you just let me chip and putt.
There you go. Yeah.
But for the rest of it, I'm no Casey Wolf on the PGA Tour.
Well,
you know what I mean?
If you can be.
Right.
So.
First and 10 from the 39-yard line. Lorain leads 35-16. Fourth quarter just underway. And it's good to see McCall back in there. He was hurt earlier, and McCall will get the run out of bounds. And McCall was looking for a late hit there out of bounds, but doesn't get the call. And on the stop for the Elyria Pioneers that time was Quan Ward, 5'8", 184, and a junior.
There was one flag down at the 40. I would assume in the area of holding, given that they're marching the Titans offense back.
That's what our referee extraordinaire, Zach Sprague, thinks. Yeah. He must think he's
on it.
You know what? The big guys always have the ref in the booth, right? To give you the
right.
To give you their thoughts. That's what Zach does here.
Yeah, more than that in the booth. They get catering. They get.
Hey,
big
come on! We had a
things.
water. We had a couple pieces
of
pie.
Hey, yeah.
Thanks to Heather Beck, John Wallace, and the crew here at Elyria. First time I've been to Elyria High for a game, and I don't know how long. I'd say at least 5 years.
Wow. They take care of us here.
Yeah, they did. Pass is complete, and on the receiving end is J.N. Kuznar, and he'll get to the 35, and it's going to be 2nd and 15.
Rob, the last thing I'll say about golf is that one of these days I'll probably eventually wise up and realize, hey, maybe adult basketball in your 30s isn't the greatest way to avoid injury, as those can start to pile up in a hurry. So one of these days I will become wise to that fact and maybe pick up a golf club instead of a pair of, Jordans. But I got a little bit of time left, I think.
The other thing you can do on that is just put everything away.
Well,
you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Be like me and Pelt.
There you go. Yeah. Well, pass.
I'll rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. That wasn't a good way of selling it. 2nd and 14. That one is going to be knocked down in the middle of the field, and batting that pass away is the defender, Taboo McCray, 6'1", 185 at a junior. one thing about the Pioneers, they are playing a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores. That's where the numbers are, these 9th and 10th graders. So I know fans don't want to hear it, but it's going to take some time. But I think if these 9th and 10th graders stay together, keep playing, if they can keep them out, I do think there's a brighter future ahead. But you got to get through these dark days first.
Can they stay together? Can they stay here, as Gebby had pointed out, right? In today's day and age, more and more, and that's happened forever, but especially nowadays, you see a lot more of the transferring and things like that. That's a big part of it.
High school free agency is a real thing.
Isn't that something?
Penalty, or a penalty. Geez, Rob. Timeout on the field. Let's take a timeout as well as I try to untwist my tongue. 10:55 to go in the ball game, 35-16 Lorain.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we offer great service and a great selection of vehicles. And right now, get 0% financing for 36 months on all new Ford vehicles in stock. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
It's 4th and go time, and there's no better playbook than a new Ford from Mike Bass Ford. Whether you're looking to make a big drive across town or just need a solid lineup of trucks and SUVs blocking for your family, Mike Bass Ford has got you covered. No penalty flags, no fumbles. So don't punt on your next vehicle. Touchdown at Mike Bass Ford today. Mike Bass Ford, proud to be on your team.
10:55 to go in this one. Rob Polinsky, Rocco Nucci, Zach Sprague, Gary Pelder, live from Ely Stadium as Rocco and I, our day started with the Nick Abraham Saturday Morning Sports Wrap-Up Show. We were here from 9 to 11. Thanks to all the coaches that joined us. That is a fun show to do. Glad we've been able to continue with that. And it's great to have sponsorship with us again this year with that, with Nick Abraham, Elyria Ford, and really pleased that Smitty's Place and Alan Januzzi CPA have also gotten on board to directly sponsor that show. We, not to get too much into the weeds of how we do things, but we also sell it to the people that buy our games. We give them a spot in that as well. But, you know, I think for Smitty's and Alan Januzzi, they see the importance of the show. And, you know, when I told people last week we had over 1,900 viewers of that. You know, that is impressive.
It should go up and up as the season goes on, I would fully expect. So, yeah, big thanks to the coaches who make that possible, too.
Absolutely. Throw downfield, and that is going to be incomplete as a couple of Pioneers were fighting for that one. And quite frankly, they should have had an interception. And I don't think they realized they were both going for the football. But you had Dalton Johnson and Caleb White, a couple of senior defensive backs for Elyria. They were fighting for that one, but it's going to be 4th down, and Lorain's going to have to punt.
Often do we see that in basketball, Rob, where you got two bigs on the same team, or not even just two guys on the same team fighting for a rebound, scrapping for a loose ball, and they're so focused on getting after it, they don't realize they're fighting their own teammate for it, and it goes out of bounds or whatever. Kind of similar situation there. Should have been an easy pick, you're right, but ends up going incomplete, but you do get the 4th down and the punt.
Martin is back to receive.
What is happening?
Not sure. As we have a penalty against the Titans. And again, that's that signal we've seen a few times today that I don't recognize it. I don't know if you guys just heard the PA announcer, but I didn't. But
I did not.
Anyway, it's a 5-yard penalty against Lorain. Jairus Martin is back to receive this kick.
Oh, my gosh.
And another penalty.
Well, Rob, I'll tell you, I mean, there are times today where, more so with Lorain, credit to Elyria for the plays they've made. There's been times, especially for Lorain, where I've looked and been like, wow, I mean, there's something there. This is explosive. This is good. This is crisp. And then there's other times, like this sequence, where they can't punt the football. I mean, Rob, this is June, July stuff, right? I mean, you got to be able to punt the football, and they can't do it.
You would think.
Oh.
I mean, you know.
Uh-oh.
Well, there's going to be roughing the kicker, I would think. Anyway, the ball gets run down by Martin, and he's going to go out of bounds, and there's not a penalty flag.
Well, the official kind of reached toward the pocket there, too, and then ended up not throwing the flag. So I don't know if maybe he saw something that we did, and that's what Coach Levi would assume is inquiring about on that far sideline. But maybe the officials are about tired of throwing those yellow flags out there, too. So
could be. So it's going to be first down Pioneers, 10:33 to go in the game. Lorain leads at 35-16. And Elyria will get it first and 10 at their own 46-yard line. Mallard Creek Golf Club postgame show when this one concludes. As Elyria has never led today, as Lorain is trying for their 4th straight in this series, 7th of their last 9, and they're trying to get their 61st win in this series against their neighbors from Elyria. Titans got the first score of the game. A call to Chapman on a 72-yard pass. It kind of set the tone for the day, at least to this point.
Yeah.
Deron Johnson gets a handoff. He is brought down in the backfield, being run down there. Great job defensively. Running him down is going to be Daniel Jackson, the linebacker.
Yeah, he's made a couple of really nice plays today, and that's great pursuit and a great finish of that tackle, not letting Johnson squeak for any extra yards. That's about as sure-handed as you'll find right there. Nice play.
2nd and 15. Elyria has it at their own 42. And we'll be under 10 minutes to play when they snap this.
Well, Deron Johnson's been pretty bottled up, I'd say, by the Lorain defense today. They've done a nice job on him. I know the other young man, Jairus Martin, has gotten loose a little bit, but
yeah,
they've done a nice job on Deron Johnson.
Yeah, Jairus Martin has had a few good runs here and there. And here comes the handoff, and it is once again to Martin. And he's twisting and turning, and he's brought down shy of midfield. It'll be 3rd about 7 as he got to the 48.
Well, the big thing with Jairus, and it's old school, it's cliche, whatever you want to call it, but there's not much east and west with him. He gets north, and he gets north in a hurry, and he falls forward for extra yards. I mean, that just helps kind of set the tone for the drive, for the offensive line, and I know ultimately they probably end up coming up short today, but I think they found a nice bright spot in that young man.
North and south, and he's running south right now because that's the end zone they're headed towards.
Okay, so old high.
You're exactly right. 3rd and 7. Fire it out here in the flat. R.J. Williams has it, and he will be brought down at the line of scrimmage and maybe falling forward for a yard, but Daniel Jackson with an open field tackle.
Another impressive open field tackle. I mean, that's just one-on-one. You're out there with a pretty prolific playmaker in R.J. Williams, but Jackson was not fooled at all. Just shot downhill and made the tackle. Nice play again.
4th and 5. The Pioneers trying to keep this drive alive. If they have any hopes of coming back, they got to score in every possession here with 8.5 to go, down 35-16. Lorain knows they're basically one defensive play away from kind of salting this one away. Fury rolling, throwing, got a first down. Nice job by Fury getting out of trouble. Throws it out in the flat for a first down in front of the Lorain bench to Aaron Enzine.
Yeah, that was a really mature play to step up, avoid the pressure like that. I mean, he had a guy barreling down on him, did Fury, but he just kind of made that quick sidestep. And then the ability to direct traffic, right, Rob? I mean, pointing the receivers, tell them to get open, go further, get toward the sideline. Then he put it right on the money. Nice play.
It's a young man. It's a sophomore. It's his 2nd game with the varsity. And, he's going to get better.
For sure.
As he gets more and more experience.
When you mentioned it last week, I mean, just 4 of 17. That's as tough of an outing as you'll find. He had the touchdown, but 2 picks as well. So he's bounced back nicely this week.
We've got a Titan that is down on the field as they will head to the sidelines and get some water. Stops the clock with 7:49 remaining. Again, let's look ahead to next week. So it's Daniel Jackson who is down on the turf as Tracy Menges goes to stretch him out a little bit. Coach Jeremy Leyva coming out to look at Jackson. But next week, again, Midview at EC. And the last game of that series, at least for the foreseeable future, as that one will come to an end. Also, next week, these Lorain Titans are going to be on the road to take on the Amherst Comets. And then the Medina County matchup. And kind of a cool story, Rocco. It is Medina and Brunswick. And the reason I bring it up, Elyria is playing Barberton. Well, Matt Wilson was telling me Elyria was scheduled to play Brunswick in week 3. and Medina was going to play Barberton. When Medina switched leagues, you know, when they got out of the Greater Cleveland Conference with Brunswick, they still wanted to keep that rivalry. The only date they could make work was week 3 if they could get Elyria and Barberton to agree. And Elyria and Barberton both said, sure, we'll play each other.
Yeah, that's
so that's
cool.
how that game came to be. And so I know the Pioneers will have Lakewood next year as a non-conference game. I think that's a good game for the
them,
Pioneers, a 2-year deal with Lakewood. And I believe they are still looking to replace Barberton because that's just a 1-year deal. But or maybe Lakewood's week, whatever it is. They need one game. They filled the other one.
Okay. Yeah, Barberton had a really nice flash in the pan.
They are not playing Mayfield anymore.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming to an end. So Elyria City champion Mayfield Wildcats once again this year as they defeat Elyria and EC in consecutive weeks.
Eternal bragging rights.
Right. Fury throwing downfield, double coverage, penalty flag. As we are going to get interference. Fury is down in the backfield. He gets up slow. And also getting up slow was a young man who was chasing him down, and that is Jordan Finley.
Finley gave him a pretty good
pop.
Good lick on that throw. Yeah, it was a clean hit. I mean, Fury was, you know, he had just finished that throw as contact was made, so there wasn't any of that, you know, 2 steps and it's illegal, or no, it was good clean hit.
You know, that is one thing today I'll say. The offensive lines for each team, they've pretty well protected their quarterbacks. We have not seen a ton of shots on either Fury or McCall.
No, I agree. And you could even say in the ground game they've been productive too.
So the Pioneers get to the Lorain 21-yard line. They're down 35-16, 7:34 to go in this football game as we are approaching the 3-hour mark of this game.
Yeah, I will have to call Jared about overtime. That's
I will too, although maybe I'll put it on speaker so you guys can hear the answer.
There you go. Sprague, you chime in for good measure.
Fury down to throw to R.J. Williams in the end zone. It's underthrown, and it's going to be intercepted by William Jones. Jones gets the interception, and they'll turn it over, and the Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. And with 7:26 to go and a 35-16 lead, that probably should do it for Lorain.
William Jones listed at 5'8", R.J. Williams listed at 6'3", so my University of Akron math gives us 7 inches of differential there that Jones has given up, and he comes away winning that jump ball, Rob. That is impressive, and you said it was underthrown, and again, Fury, he's done that a couple of times on the deep balls. He'll have to learn there, but I mean, to give up, you know, over half a foot like that and still come away with a big-time interception in the end zone, that's big time.
Yes, it is. 1st and 10 Titans from their own 20-yard line.
And you figure that's probably enough to really salt this one. I mean, we've seen crazy stuff. But
right, but you kind of felt like Elyria had to score there.
Well, 19 points, 3 possessions. Yeah, I mean, you just don't have time now. But again, crazy things can happen.
McCall keeps it right, and he'll run over the left side. He'll gain 2. And he is brought down as they just want to milk clock now. And it's Quan Ward who was there defensively.
And I'm shocked, maybe not quite as shocked that we didn't see that the previous drive from Lorain. You know, start working some clock. Just try to get out of here. It's been a hot day. The cramping is picked up. You've had some extracurriculars, mostly in the first half. I'll say they've cleaned it up in the second half.
We had seen hardly anything, yes.
But still, you want to get out of here ASAP with the win, with as few injuries as possible, all that good stuff. So, yeah, I would expect Lorain to really try to hammer the run game here the rest of the way.
Under 7 minutes remaining. Titans up 35-16. It's going to be 2nd and 9. You want to reset the play clock. And they do.
This is a pro run game broadcast as well. So,
and that's headed by Zach Sprague. We have a new quarterback in there for the Lorain Titans now. Josiah LeBoy goes in. The quarterback, the snap gets by him, and he is going to. No, it squirts free, loose, and I think the Pioneers have it at about the 4-yard line. As Elyria is going to fall on it on the 4, and they've got another opportunity because now they get it in the Stewart TV and Appliance red zone.
Well, as soon as I start yapping about how, well, that'll probably do it. Ball game, running out of time. Self-inflicted wound from Lorain. I mean, just gifting Elyria an opportunity to get back into this football game now. Unbelievable.
So, The Pioneers, can they take advantage? As they trail 35-16 with 6:14 to go, they're in the Stewart TV and Appliance red zone. Stewart's TV and Appliance, Cleveland Street in Elyria.
This is probably turn and give the number 11 as many times as you can until he gets in. Well,
yep, Fury's going to roll right. He can run or throw. He's at the 6, and he is going to get knocked out of bounds. Nice job defensively. Daniel Jackson, the linebacker, knocked him out of bounds.
And again, that is why I probably just would have maybe turned and given it to number 11. I mean, that is just, that's where you've buttered your bread offensively today. If you're Matt Wilson and the Pioneers, it has been Jairus Martin. I mean, Jairus Martin, beg your pardon. Other guys have made big plays, certainly, but that's been the guy when you've needed it. I'm shocked they don't go to him there.
No gain on the play.
He lost a couple yards, I think.
2nd and goal from the 6. Yeah, you're right. 2nd and goal from the 6. They did lose a few yards. The sun is starting to have an effect.
Yeah.
Jairus Martin, he would be at the 5. He's going to drag defenders to about the 2-yard line. And it's Deanie Price who makes the stop. And now it's 3rd and goal for Elyria.
Yeah, and I struggle to find a solution of anything other than that again for Elyria. I mean, you need points. You need it in a hurry. Now is not really the time to get cute and try to test what you can do in the red zone offensively. You need some points. I'm shocked to even see them huddle up.
They get to the line of scrimmage with under 5 minutes remaining. 3rd and goal from the 2. Pioneers down 35-16. Martin gets it up the gut, and he is going to, let's see, did he get in? No, I think they're going to mark him shy.
Wow.
They are going to mark him shy at the 1-foot line.
I thought for sure he broke the plane there, Rob. I know we're not, right on the line here. We're at an angle, but I thought for sure he was in.
That's why I always look to the refs to see if they put their hands up or not, and because you're right. It looked from here like he was in. Zach Sprague says he missed it by that much.
Wow.
Zach, I don't know you well enough to make fun of you for that, so I'm going to let it go.
Come on, he's
been out here in the sun all day. I'm going to be kinder and gentler.
Like I said, Alcorn had him in a stranglehold week 1. So.
Shocking. 4th and goal from the 1. Quarterback sneak. Fury is going to go forward. Did he push the pile? I haven't seen a. There's the signal. Touchdown, Pioneers. So Zach Fury gets his first rushing touchdown of the season. And with 3:47 to go, 2 fourth quarter, 2 touchdowns here back-to-back for Elyria has got him within striking distance.
Late flag coming out right there. I would imagine a personal foul. Could be offsetting as there's a little pushing and shoving from both sides.
Pioneers will try to go for 2 to make this an 11-point game. I know I'm going on a limb here, but if you go for 2 and you get it, it's a 2-possession game because you get a touchdown, another 2-point conversion, a field goal would be 11 points. It technically would be a 2-possession game.
Right, which is better than even, if it's 12 or 13, then you need 2 touchdowns, whereas you're right, if it's 11, you can get away with maybe just 1 field goal.
Yep.
Which we've seen Elyria is more than capable of.
We have. Yeah, you're right.
46-yarder, that young man.
I should change how I said that. It would be a 2-possession game no matter what. But yes.
But I see your point of it's not 2 touchdowns at that point. It's you can get the touchdown. You need the 2, but then you can get that plus a field goal.
And now it looks like Pelt's trying to suggest there could be extra time.
Listen, I'll help you out with the FIFA and World Cup extra time, but if you're talking American football extra time, my friend, now is not the time.
Forget what I said. Bruner's out there. He's going to kick.
Shows what we know. That was limited to begin with, though.
No argument here. Bruner out of the hold of Fenderson. And Fenderson fumbles it, picks it up, throws for the end zone. He almost had a 2-point conversion to Wyatt Mendrin, the tight end, but it's no good, and Lorain leads 35-22. We'll take a timeout. We're back with the EcoTree Services kickoff right after this.
Labor Day weekend, Smoke and Steve is firing up the grills at North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco for their barbecue chicken and rib burn-off. Join Convenient on Saturday, September 5th, starting at noon for mouth-watering ribs, delicious barbecue chicken, and all the smoky flavors you love. Don't forget a couple of ice-cold beverages to go with it. Don't miss the Labor Day weekend fun, Saturday, September 5th at noon. Come hungry because Smoke and Steve is ready to fire it up at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy with more value, more choices, and less hassle. Right now, lease a 2026 GMC Sierra for just $199 a month, or buy the Buick Envista for just $23,350. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
So we've got 3:47 to go as Rob Polinsky, Rocco Nucci, Zach Sprague, Gary Pelder. It's Lorain 35, Elyria 22. Pioneers were down 35-9 earlier at the end of the third quarter. They scored on the final play of the third quarter to make it 35-16, and then a touchdown here makes it 35-22. So credit to the Pioneers for playing for 4 quarters, but credit to Lorain for getting up 35-9.
Right, and I think that 15-yarder was against Lorain exclusively because look at where Elyria is about to kick this football off
from the Lorain 45.
Wow.
So you would think Lex Bruner would do an onside kick with the Pioneers down 13 with 3:47 remaining.
Lorain looks ready for it. They're pretty bunched up there.
So Bruner, and he squibs it, and it is going to be taken by Jackson at the 19-yard line, and he goes down. And it's good to see Jackson out there because he was hurt earlier. Remember, he was the young man that took that shot out of bounds, Rocco, and then was over on the sideline.
Right.
So great to see Javon Jackson back out there.
Yeah, we both thought it was maybe something with the arm or wrist, and I'm sure he'll maybe still go get that, further looked at and tended to afterwards, but good to see that he's able to still play through whatever it is.
1st and 10 Titans from their own 18 as they try to run out the clock with 3:47 to go. If you're wondering, Lorain has 1 timeout. Elyria has all 3 still. So the Pioneers probably will take timeouts on this defensive possession.
Yeah.
Can't take them to Barberton with you. So they probably will take the timeouts.
You're 1 turnover away, Rob, from this being really, really interesting.
Yes.
It was the first snap last time Lorain had the ball.
But now Leonard McCall is back in there.
It's not surprising.
Yeah, so McCall hands off to Jackson. Jackson bounces to the outside. Jackson's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. And for the Pioneers, hustling there, making that play, is going to be Taboo McCray, 6'1", 185, and a junior.
Well, he was like lightning going after the ball carrier there. That was a really nice play to kind of strafe that line of scrimmage for a minute and then commit to the ball carrier when he saw him take off. Nice play.
Elyria does not take a timeout.
Could save him still.
I would think if they get a stop on this 2nd down, maybe they'll start to use them.
Maybe.
As we'll be under 3 minutes to go when they snap this. 2nd and 12 from the Titans 16. McCall out of the shotgun. He's going to turn and hand it off, and Daniel Jackson, who's been playing linebacker, is in at running back. He'll lose a yard as the first Pioneer there was Ashton Lanky Cathy, and we get a timeout.
Good call by you, Rob. Elyria stands tall on that 2nd and long. It's kind of it's not the nice thing about being down 13 with 3 minutes left, right? But that is something you can do defensively is you pretty much just sell out for the run. If you get beat over the top, oh, well, you're in a tough spot anyways, but you can really sell out and put yourself in a better spot. 3rd and long, you'll take that.
And if you're Jeremiah Leyva, are you willing to throw the ball here on 3rd and 11 from your own 17? To me, you run the ball and punt. It's a 2-possession game.
Right. McCall's been good today, but as we've seen, I almost spoke it into existence last time they had the ball. Crazy things can happen. Crazy things will happen, especially on a hot day. It's a high school varsity game at noon, now 3 on a Saturday afternoon. It's just all the elements of things kind of being weird and unorthodox. So if you can minimize that, I think you're in good shape if you're Jeremy Leyva in Lorain.
So it'll be interesting to see what Coach dials up here.
Pelt makes a good point as well. Punting's been, everything but smooth for Lorain at times today.
Yep. And correct me if I'm wrong, that's not McCall. Getting the direct snap is going to be Tyler Chapman.
Yep.
Chapman's going to run it over the right side. Chapman is going to get a 1st down and more. And how about that? You're not going to have to punt now. Chapman's going to go in for a touchdown. What a play. They do a direct snap to Tyler Chapman. He goes 83 yards. I'm looking. Do you see a penalty flag anywhere?
I sure don't.
I don't either. And it's going to be an 83-yard touchdown for Lorain, and that is the icing on the cake for the Titans.
Boy, Tyler Chapman, what an explosive athlete this young man is. Again, caught up with him at Media Day back before the season started. He was just so excited to be a big part of this Lorain offense with Coach Leyva and really get the ball in his hands often. And that is what they've done today. They've gotten it to him. They've gotten it to him a lot. And that's why. I mean, that's nothing crazy, Rob. That's literally snap the football to him, let him follow his blockers right, and you can run as far as you can. And he took it all the way to the house. That's impressive.
It's 2 third-and-longs today for Lorain on the opening drive and on the last drive. Chapman was involved in both plays.
Yeah.
In the opening drive, it was 3rd and long. McCall found him for the 72-yard touchdown. That started the scoring, and I think what's going to end the scoring is on 3rd and long, Chapman, an 83-yard run.
Game-changing, game-breaking.
Yes. Tinsley kicks the extra point. The kick is up. The kick is good. That is another Mike Bass Ford touchdown. So you get a great deal and a great deal more at Mike Bass Ford. We'll keep it here. 2:39 remaining in the contest. EcoTree Services Kickoff coming up next. They're your trusted tree care company. While we've got a minute, we want to thank all of our sponsors: Network Land Title, The Keys to the Game, Nick Abraham Auto Mall, Lorain County Community College, Stewart TV and Appliance Red Zone, the Mallard Creek Golf Club postgame, Mike Bass Ford touchdown, and then again individually North Ridgeville Convenience Sunoco adding this game to their list of games, as did the City of Elyria and Mayor Brubaker. And appreciate the support, because once we were able to add this game, the other part of it is got to let the boss know that you can justify us coming out here, and thanks to those people, we're able to do that.
We've earned it out here today, I think, the 4 of us.
So, Zach, you say you want to be in broadcasting, huh? This is what the days are like, pal. And you didn't even have to do the Saturday morning Nick Abraham wrap-up show from 9 to 11.
But he was working elsewhere, right?
Rocco and I were here. Oh, you were? Okay.
He's got another
Yeah, he does.
occupation.
How about if we have you sell that place that you work at, and we'll give you the commission on it? I'll subcontract out to you right now.
Don't do this to him.
Why not? Can't sell forever, Rocco. I know you're really disappointed to hear that.
That's crushed.
Yeah, right. Tinsley sends it down, and Martin picks it up inside his 5. Martin is going to get out to the 15. Martin gets ahead to the 30, and Martin dives down, and we got a penalty flag. James Allen, 5'9", 180 defensive end, a senior, was there for the Titans. 2:29 remaining.
So let's see. Guardians and Royals at 4:10. Are we out of Ely Stadium before first pitch is made in downtown Cleveland?
Do the Guardians win another home game this year, or can they just let everybody, let's just play the last, can we play the month of September on the road? They are great on the road.
I mean,
they can't win at home.
Yeah.
So, you know, the good news is if they get that last playoff spot, the 3-game series on the road,
there you go.
they're the favorites.
Right.
But, boy, isn't that the strangest thing, to be in a playoff race, to be in the playoffs that the year ended today, and they have struggled at home, to say the least.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, if it's a lapse in focus or if they I have no idea, but they
don't know either, or they would change it.
Guards ball's in full deployment when they go on the road, right? They can hit, they pitch a little better, but they come home and it's just like, how do we hit a baseball again? How do we put this thing in play?
13 times they've been shut out this season.
It's incredible.
It is incredible. I mean, you would think if you would hear numbers like that, you're in last place.
Yeah.
Right? Or you're 30 games out or whatever.
Right. But no, they're right there.
But with that starting pitching,
well,
they're never out of it. But boy, you got it at some point.
Part of it, the AL is not good this year, right? I mean, you got like the Rays and then just everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. Fury wants to go long. He's going to roll out to his right. He's going to throw to R.J. Williams. It's going to be caught. R.J. is going to be brought down at about the 23-yard line as one of the Titans is I don't have 23 on my roster for Lorain.
It's Javion Harrison. That's
Okay,
one of the
thank
number
you.
changes from John before the game. It's
Thank you.
Javion Harrison, 25 on your roster there. He's 23 today.
Appreciate you.
Figured I'd let the first 3 hours and change go by before I finally relayed that to you.
Oh,
so.
that's all right. We've got a young man that's hurt for the Titans, and here's the last thing we want to see with 2:17 to go are injuries.
This is kind of why I thought at a certain point we might just see, like, hey, let's run the ball. We both sides got 8 games ahead. It's a long high school football season, and let's be blunt about it, Rob. Neither team is particularly deep as we look at the sidelines, right? So, you just got to get out of here as healthy as possible.
You make valid points.
But I don't have a headset, at least a coaching one.
And you
so
know
it
how
doesn't-
how coaches are, and they, we got to play to the end and all that other stuff. But you're right. Sometimes you pick your battles, and this is William Jones who's hurt, and certainly you don't want this young man as a real talented player for Lorain.
He's been great
Let's
today.
just hope he's all right.
He's been everywhere on the field today.
Yeah. Again, we mentioned it earlier, but it's those single-digit guys for Lorain that have done it, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of one of those weird things that, Kuznar, Chapman, Morales, Moore, McCall, Jackson, Finley, LeBoy, all these single-digit guys have made big plays for the Titans. So Mallard Creek Golf Club postgame show coming up in a bit. Next week, Lorain is at Amherst. I don't remember the last time it's the first time they played in football that I can ever remember.
Yeah, I'll do a deeper dive into that next week. It's Mike Rush and I on the call for Stream 2 on that one, so I'll.
And I don't know if they've played, and how that happened too. It's kind of a strange scenario, but the geek in me is always interested in these non-conference games, how they come to be. Lorain had played Sandusky forever in week 3, and Sandusky dropped them because. And Sandusky's struggling this year. They're 0-2. They've already lost to Amherst, and then last night they lost to Fremont Ross. Fremont Ross forfeited a win in Game 1 because they had an ineligible player.
I saw that. Yeah, they kind of self-reported that.
They
right?
did, and
yeah.
they won the game 22-21, and then they get a forfeit loss. But I digress.
Boy.
But to get back to my original point, Sandusky drops them. You know who they're playing in Week 3? Canton McKinley.
Ooh.
You know what Canton McKinley's going to do to Sandusky next week? But they got caught. There's some kind of a Hall of Fame special thing. There's multiple games, and they wanted these oldest schools in Northern Ohio to play. So who knows what Sandusky's getting out of this? But they're going to get a loss. I know that. Handoff, Jairus Martin to the outside. He'll twist up to about the 35-yard line, and it is Kuznar bringing him down.
I hope you at least get a tour of the Hall of Fame or a meet and greet with Sam Berkwin or something out of that whole equation. Come on. I want the latter.
Do you really?
No.
I've met him a couple times.
I've both met and greeted Sam Berkwin.
I had fun with Sam last year at the Elyria Kent McKinley game.
That's right, yeah.
Well, the pups, Rob, are going to run all over your Elyria Pioneers. Hey, Sam, how'd that work out for you?
He is Mr. Stark County.
He was not a happy camper packing up the gear. First and 10. Back to throw. Fury. Fury rolls right, and he throws, and that one is intercepted.
Should have, he got it.
How about that? What a job by Tyree Morales. As he comes up with the interception, and that's going to officially put a bow on this one with 1:25 to go.
Single digits, we'll say it one more time. They've just been everywhere today.
They have.
They have been everywhere today. I got a former radio colleague that'll be just tickled pink that we mentioned Sam Berkwin a couple of times on our broadcast.
Okay.
I'll have to send him a message. He actually does some assistant coaching for the Perry Panthers, who got a big win over St. Vincent St. Mary last night. So I'll shout out my guy, Benny T.
Perry, again, we kind of digress here, but why not? We've been out here for several hours.
It's our show.
That's true, too. Vermilion's coach last night, Bill DeFucci, he's rotating quarterbacks. At least he did not so much last night, but he told me he got the idea of it watching Perry in the state championship.
Really?
He's like, if Maslin Perry can do this in the state championship game.
Why can't we?
Why can't we do it in a regular season?
Who's the other? It's Drake Hooks, and who else did he rotate in at quarterback? Putting
well,
on the spot, I'm
he,
sorry.
he didn't last night. He said he was going to.
All right.
But it was one of the Moonies.
Okay.
And
the full Moonies. As
yes,
you call them,
that's
right?
correct. Especially last night in Vermilion,
Yeah,
there were
like that.
3 of them out there, and they all played at one point.
So what are they next week? Crescent Moonies? Or how does that?
Harvest Moon.
There you go.
Pioneer. The Titans will take a knee. Pioneers won't take their timeouts, so they'll snap it a couple more times. Lorain is going to even up their record at a game apiece. For Elyria, they're going to drop to 0-2. The Lorain Titans will go to 61, 47, and 4 all time in this series. They've now won 7 of the last 9 and 4 straight games. And Elyria's last win in this series goes back to 2022 when they won 26-0. Next week, Lorain is at Amherst, and next week, Elyria will play at Barberton. Under 40 seconds to play. Take a knee, and hopefully they don't make them run another play. And that's going to do it. So the Lorain Titans hang on to defeat the Elyria Pioneers as the teams will meet at midfield and shake hands. Your final score today, it was Lorain 42, Elyria 22. We'll be back with the Mallard Creek postgame show right after this timeout.
Now's the time to start planning your 2027 golf outing at Mallard Creek Golf Club. With 36 beautifully maintained holes, 4 pavilions, stock pro shop, and an expansive driving range, Mallard Creek is the perfect venue for groups of any size. From start to finish, their friendly staff will walk you through every step, and they're a trusted home for charity fundraisers and community events. Dates can book up fast, so call David Venezuela at 440-748-8231 or visit themallardcreek.com to reserve your 2027 outing today.
Industries are changing quickly, and this means new high-paying jobs are showing up every day. Employers are ready to hire now. The best part? Lorain County Community College offers free fast-track programs designed to get you working in 16 weeks or less. You will learn the skills, get hired, and finally find a job you love. In healthcare, advanced manufacturing, trades, business, information technology. Don't wait. Enroll today.
Jeremiah Leyva gets his first win as the varsity head coach of the Lorain Titans as Lorain defeats Elyria 42-22 in the renewal of this rivalry that dates all the way back to 1894. And welcome to the postgame show on WEOL.com, brought to you by Mallard Creek Golf Club. Book your tee time today at the Duck. Rocco Nushi, it was Lorain scored first and they scored last. And they scored in between. We had a whole lot of penalties, a lot of points. I mentioned earlier, it was kind of like the good, the bad, and the ugly. But at the end of the day, the Lorain Titans, especially in the second half, they cleaned things up, you know, and they got a hard-earned victory over their rival, and they go to 1-1, and they can feel really good about themselves.
Well, and they had the big plays today. I know I said that at some point there in that second half. They had all the big explosive plays, whether it was Tyler Chapman running for a long gain, catching a deep ball, Tyree Morales coming up with a couple of interceptions. He had some nice plays offensively as well. Leonard McCall, of course, was dynamite outside of that one interception. They just had all the big plays in their favor here this afternoon. Elyria had the one big blocked punt that they ran in for a touchdown, and I'll tell you what, Jairus Martin, he had a couple of really nice runs, but outside of that, it was just tough sledding for Elyria. Give Lorain all the credit on that front. They made it tough for Elyria to try to move the ball consistently on offense. And again, they made enough plays in their own right to get it done. Wasn't pretty. Didn't expect it to be necessarily today, right? But for Jeremiah Leyva, his first varsity win, he'll take it pretty, ugly, whatever way possible.
Yep. Again, the Lorain led after 1-12-3. They led at halftime 28-9. We recapped the scoring of the first half. Let's quickly recap the scoring in the second half. With 3:54 to go in the third quarter, we think it might be a record-setting play in this rivalry. McCall to Chapman, 97-yard pass play, made it 35-9. Then Elyria on the final play of the third quarter. Jairus Martin, 18-yard run, made it 35-16. 3:47 to go on a quarterback sneak. Fury on a 1-yard run, 35-22. But Chapman with his third long touchdown of the day, an 83-yard run, 2:39 to go. The final points in this one, 42-22 Lorain. Think about it, Rocco. Chapman had a 72-yard touchdown catch, an 97-yard touchdown catch, and an 83-yard touchdown run. The first touchdown was 72 yards from McCall, and that was the shortest of his 3 touchdowns.
Boy, I mean, again, big plays. They're just they're game-changing, they're game-breaking. That's what Lorain had in their favor today, big time.
Special thanks to you for all your work in getting this set up. Thanks to Gary Pelder and Zach Sprague doing a great job on his directorial debut. Appreciate everybody's efforts here today. Thanks to Heather Beck and John Wallace and everybody here at Elyria High School, and special thanks to them for allowing us to come here early this morning. We've been here since about 8 o'clock, Rocco and I. We're literally pulled in together, side by side this morning at about 8 a.m.
Boy.
We got it done.
It's the end of extra time. It's the end of extra time, Pelt. That's all she wrote. All we need.
And let's not do this again for a little while. No offense, I don't think. But
FIFA you too, my friend.
yes,
FIFA
well,
you too.
You already called me Z Zolta. I didn't think you could do worse than that.
Yeah.
But, you know.
We won't stoop that low anymore.
The WEOL Gridiron Clash live on WEOL.com and the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Today's game with Elyria and Lorain was brought to you by the City of Elyria, Lorain County Community College, Mallard Creek Golf Club, Mike Bass Ford, Network Land Title Agency, Nick Abraham Auto Mall, your North Ridgeville Convenience Sunoco, Stewart's TV and Appliance, and by EcoTree Services. For Pelt, Zach, Rocco, and Rob, one more time your final score. Lorain 42, Elyria 22. Have a good weekend, everybody.